Yay, yay, yay. I think we are live, baby. Hi, guys. Let me just open this window. Okay, cool. I'm gonna use my phone to read the comments because I'm so blind, and I set the comments on the screen, but I made it too small and I forgot how to make it bigger, so like we're just gonna deal with this. Hi guys, welcome to my pre-birthday stream. It's my birthday in, wait, I can't do math. What is it? 8 o'clock now? 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 hours. Yay. Yeah, I was supposed to go out tonight and go to my friend's DJ event, but it ended up raining and I had to clean my house, so I ended up staying in. So I thought I'd do like a cute little stream. Please let me know if you can hear me because my cats constantly knock my mic off. So yeah. Hi! Oh my god, I'm so excited. Hi guys. Boy, do I have some stuff to talk about tonight, let me tell you. Oh my god. So, I don't know if you looked at I posted it on my Twitter. I think maybe I screenshot it and I posted it on my Instagram as well. But I ended up taking a job. Like, honestly, thank you, Bunny. Oh my god, there's so many bunnies in this stream. Yeah, we are gonna bring down capitalism tonight. I swear to God. I know I'm sorry, and I'm always like, I'm gonna stop. I really will stop just bashing capitalism on every single one of my streams, but today is not one of those days. So, oh, it's still morning. Oh, you're in the UK, right? Yay! It is 8 p.m. but we're still in the same day, so like it's cool. Okay, so guys, let me tell you, I took a job finally after being jobless for like a month and doing like so many different interviews. I took a job with an old company I used to work at, and I know I said I would never go back to Eikaiwa, but it was like the hours are pretty good and it pays a lot of money. And I don't really want to work full time, so I'm like, you know, fuck it. I'll just work in an Eikaiwa for like now. I'm gonna work there for 6 months because it wasn't really a hiring season. So I took like this job or whatever. Never stopped bashing capitalism. So yeah, the problem is that 2 weeks ago, I had another long job interview, like 2 or 3, like oh my god, the steps, the hoops I jumped through. It was like I had to film myself talking, and then I had to do like a online test, like a timed test, and like a translation test. Oh my god, fuck, sorry. And then I had, oh god, everything is just falling apart. I had to do like a film, like they would give you a question and you would have to film yourself. That kind of test. I had to do so many fucking tests. And then I had an interview with the guy below the CEO, like the vice CEO, I guess. Then, okay, that's better. Sorry, almost died. Then yeah, the last interview I had was with the vice CEO. It went really, really well, and I didn't hear from him for 2 weeks, so I assumed that I didn't get the job. So I took this other fucking job. Then they emailed me just as I agreed to sign the other contract, and they told me that they want me to have a final interview with them next week with like the CEO of the company. So now I'm like, bruh, I don't know what to do. You sent me money! Thank you! Oh my god! You're like, shut up, stop talking about the capitalism. You sent me 3,200. I'm not sure what this currency is, please explain, but it looks like a lot of money. Thank you. I'll treasure it. I'll buy something nice for my birthday tomorrow, and I'll take a picture of it and I'll dedicate it to you. Thank you so much. Nim said I have a job interview in a few hours too. Oh my god. I lost a bunch of interviews. Like, I think out of the 15 interviews I did, I lost like 3 or 4 by asking about the salary. Like, they really didn't like that I was asking about the salary and I didn't get the job. But like, you have to ask about the salary, right? What is this currency? Death cakes, where do you live? $40? Oh my god, that's the most I've ever been. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Oh wait, it comes up on the screen. Yeah, you can see it on my screen. It says how much. Oh my god, I love you. I'm gonna give you a little kiss. Thank you so much. This is really, really nice. Oh, shucks. Thank you. Oh my god. So, yeah, what was I gonna say? Okay, so yeah, so I'm having a job interview next week, even though I agreed to take this other job, but I didn't sign the contract yet. But it's with like a marketing company, and it would be full time, and I don't want to really work full time. Ah, Indian rupees. That's so cool. I take it that you live in India then. My brothers and sisters are half Indian, and I feel like I mention that every stream, but I just think it's really cool. And we don't look anything alike. But it means I grew up and I got to eat Indian food all the time at home, so it was honestly pretty great. That's really cool. I'm so dumb. I didn't even know what the symbol was for that. But yes, so basically, fuck job interviews. I'm like, you really thought that you would wait like weeks and weeks and weeks and I would just wait for the job? Like, if you're a foreigner living in Japan, you can't go that long without a job, because if you go too long, like, the government, they don't like that a whole bunch. So good luck with your interview. And hey, that's a pretty cute phone case. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, it's cute. It's not like a phone case. It just has my pretty cute in. Okay, so because of my birthday, I invited a very handsome gentleman to join us for the evening. I'm gonna see if he's gonna come up here, and I'm gonna see if I can feed him like this. I've never done this before. This is gonna go completely fucking wrong, but we'll see. Hi, Jen. Hi, Jen. He's confused. Hi, Jen. This is gonna go all over me, isn't it? Oh, it's not working. Hi, Jen, come here. Hi, happy early birthday. Thank you, Sunny. Not to be confused with Zelda rupees. Yeah, you have to fight a chicken for those. Yeah, he's not batting, guys. He's not coming out. Come on. Here you go. He's so big. Whenever I take him to the vet's like, oh, big boy, doesn't it? Okay, there we go. Oh, it's so hairy. I'm sorry. Every place is like that. It takes so many interviews to get a damn job. Oh my god, you're so right. Like, the worst part is, this job that I have done so many interviews for, the last interview, which was the third step, I was like, how much is the salary? And they said I wouldn't find out until the last interview, which is bonkers. Like, because I know it's not going to be that much money, because it's like an entry-level marketing job. And I kind of want to do it because I've been my main job has been an English teacher for like 9 years. And I feel like I've plateaued, unless I take, oh god, the other cat wants some now. I feel like I've plateaued, and unless I take some kind of like extra degree, then there's not much I can do in this field, or unless I get my master's or something. But yeah, so I kind of want to leave English teaching, but the problem is like, if you go into another field, you're going to start off with like super low salary. God, this is fucking chaos. I'm so sorry. Happy birthday. Hi. Can I fight a chicken for in real life money? You can do that. There are places where you can fight chickens for money. There's a lot of that in South America, actually. Yes, but we will not do that today on stream. Have you ever been to Kawaii Monster Cafe? I have, and I had my birthday there and I got to dance on the carousel, but I think it closed down during the pandemic, which is kind of sad. Not gonna lie, like, there's hair everywhere, Jesus Christ. Not gonna lie, like, this is kind of like a bit shady, but, oh, fucking no, there's the other cat on it. I don't really like the aesthetic of the Kawaii Monster Cafe. I think it is. It's like fucking Jurassic Park out here, sorry. I think that it's kind of like ugly, and not in like a busa kawaii kind of way. I just think that it's really, really gaudy. And I think that Sebastian Matsuda kind of went off with like Kyari Pami Pami and stuff, and then after that I feel like he's not that good anymore. Oh my god, thank you! Austin, hi! Oh my god, I got chili everywhere. Thank you, oh my god. Thank you for coming to my stream. Let me just get a tissue. ちょっと待ってね。Oh my god, that was fucking chaos. Thank you so much. This is the the best birthday ever. I'm so happy. Thank you. Oh my god. Yeah, so I feel like we can just chill out here for a while. I was gonna play a game, but I didn't know what game to play, and I feel like I've already played all the games on my Steam list, and I don't want to buy any more games until I officially start working, and I don't know what Steam game to get next. I wanted to play the new Resident Evil 4 remake, but I couldn't find it on Steam. Is it on Steam? Cat Chaos. Oh my god, it's like Jurassic Park. I feel like they're not gonna meow that much because I already filmed a video today, which I'm going to edit later, and they went absolutely bonkers when I was talking at the camera, so maybe they're like a little bit tired now, which is good. Hi, darling, thank you! We are just chilling. Did you buy Zelda? No, I didn't, not yet, and that's because I don't really want to buy any games that I can't stream, and you need like an Elgato to stream for Switch, and I had an Elgato before and it was just so fucking annoying to use. So yeah. Hell yeah, more money, yeah. Yeah, I'll start working from June again, so then I'll have money to spend on games and whatever else I want. Luckily I mentioned this before, but my company, when I lost my job, they did give me like quite a nice severance package, so I'm not like dying, but due to generational poverty, I think it's best that I like save all the money that I can. So yeah, I had some things I wanted to talk about today. Not just me bashing capitalism as usual, but there was like generally stuff I wanted to talk about. I watched. Does anyone watch Asukano? Ashita watashi wa dareka no kanojo? Tomorrow. Whose girlfriend am I going to be? Whose girlfriend am I going to be tomorrow? The series. If you haven't seen it, it's on Disney Plus, and it's very good. And a lot of people are really into it because it has a Jedi character. It's actually a manga. So maybe you've read the manga. So it's actually a manga, but then they made it into a TV series over making it into an anime, which is pretty interesting, and I like that they made it into a series way more. They did a really, really good job. Oh my god, yes, you guys are watching it. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh my god. So I just watched the last 3 episodes. And what a little cutie in the background. There is nothing cute about him. He is a fiend and a bastard. But I love him. So yeah, I watched the new 3 episodes with the backstory of Yua. And I find it really, really interesting, and I really love Asukano, and I think it has so many good lessons, particularly for girls who are moving to Japan, because a lot of it is like, it's the story of women who find themselves working in nightlife, like as rental girlfriends, as hostesses, doing prostitution and stuff like that, but it's really, really interesting. It's like a cautionary tale, but the sad thing is like a lot of people, a lot of girls really romanticize Yua as a character, and they want to try and be like her, and like the whole point of Asukano is like to not do these things, to not spend all your money at host clubs, to not get depressed and cut your wrist and stuff like that. So it's very interesting. So yeah, I think we should all be very critical of the media we consume, but it's very, very good, and if you can watch it and appreciate it as like a learning tool, it's very, very good. I'll check out the manga. Not much time for anime these days. Oh, it's not an anime. It's a live series, and there's not that many episodes. I think there's like 8 or 9 episodes. I'm not sure. I think there's only 1 season, but it's a very, very good. I really recommend watching it. And I think that also helped to make Jedi fashion get popular in the West, because obviously Yura's character is very, very popular. I love psychological shows, and there are always fans like that. Yeah, like for real. Like maybe it's not necessarily like a bad thing, because Yura's character is very, very cute, but I know people who really, really idolize Yua, and then they start engaging in those kind of behaviors like overdosing and like risk hunting and stuff like that. And also like going to host clubs a lot, which like again, like I don't think that host clubs are necessarily bad if you don't go there and spend away your money and stuff like that. So it's like it's a very nuanced conversation. I just think that like with anything like that, just really be careful. And I think you shouldn't really idolize characters anyway, or idolize anything that much. But yeah, that's what I did today. I did that, and I'm watching this Japanese like reality TV show, and it's called Ai no Sato, like Love Village. I'm not sure if you know, but there's this really, really famous Japanese love, like dating show, dating reality show, and it's called Ai Nori, Love Ride or Love Wagon. I think it's called Love Wagon, and it's about like they get a bunch of people and they make them get in like a van and like drive around. And the last one was in like Asia, so they went to like really, really small Asian countries, and they just drove around together, and then the whole point is that they would fall in love. It was very, very interesting, and it did really, really well. I think that show's been running for like 20 years, like 30 years even. It was really, really popular. So they just made a new one called Ai no Sato, like Love Village, and in this one they take like an akiya, like a house that like an old Japanese house that needs to be renovated, and they get a bunch of like people who are a little bit older. I think the youngest one is like 36, and they make them stay there together, and they have to renovate the house together and like rebuild it. And as they rebuild it, then they fall in love, and it's so cute. Oh my god. And it's nice because it's like for older people, and I think like the eldest person is like 65, like this older woman, and I think it's really nice because like I do my toxic trait is that I watch a lot of like trashy dating shows, like Love is Blind, Too Hot to Handle. Like I've seen the entire cinematic universe. You know how there's like Perfect Match, and they have characters from all the dating shows in there. I've seen them all. Like it's so bad, and I hate that I'm addicted to these. Any tips for a tsundere guy about how to start dating? Is the tragic past thing really unattractive? Okay. Which country do you live in, honestly? Honestly, I'm probably not the person to ask about dating, but it really depends on the country you live in, because dating in each country is so different. Like the way that I would handle or like approach dating in England is really different to how I would approach dating in Japan. But if you are a guy and you want to date women, I would honestly suggest making sure that you are clean, and you try to style yourself a little bit nicely, and that you just listen to what she has to say and you're really genuine in your answers. I think it's like just really fucking hot when guys actually listen to what you're saying, and a lot of guys really, really don't get that. I've been in Japan for a few months. You're gonna have a bad time. The first few months in Japan dating is honestly hell. What again? So, I really struggled my first few months in Japan as well, because like I was in the fucking inaka and there was no one there. But I would suggest trying dating apps, because honestly, I don't know how anyone meets people outside dating apps, like unless you like join clubs or if you meet them at work. Because the thing is like in Japan, people tend to like have one set of friends. Like they have the same friends from high school, university, and work. And outside of that, Japanese people don't really make that many new friends unless it's through like a specific hobby. Avoid those I can fix him girls who want to date a serial killer. No, that's me. I'm always like have a savior complex. I'm always like, oh, they're so broken. Like, I want to help them, but it never works. But yeah, like, I would suggest trying different apps because Japan has so many, and it really depends on like what you're looking for. I think maybe Bumble is pretty good. YouTube, send my messages, check Steam. Ah? Oh, おさん、ありがとう。ちょっと待ってね。 Steam? How do I check Steam? Hold on, you're asking way too much of me right now. You've received a gift? It doesn't say what it is. ちょっと. How do I check what it is? Oh my god, I'm such a boomer. ちょっと待って. You sent me a gift, thank you. Steam. Library? Where is it? I can't find it. Did you send me a gift? わかんない.あれ? This? How do I, at the messages. You would not believe that I've been using Steam for like literally 20 years. What did I get? Oh my god! Thank you! Oh my god, you got me! Oh my god, the things from my wish list! Thank you! Oh my god! I'm gonna buy you the things in your wish list for your birthday. Oh my god, you got me Zeus and Poseidon, Cattails, Akka, Age of Wonders! That shit's expensive! Thank you! Oh my god, and you got me Potion Permit and Kinseed. Oh my god! Okay, I'm like... Let's play... Okay, let's start with Kinseed and let's play it the day after tomorrow. Let's play it because I've been so excited to play Kinseed. Oh my god. Thank you so much. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Thank you. Oh my god. That means you have to play a whole bunch of games with me now. Oh, we should play Zeus and Poseidon together. I feel like that would be fun. Yeah. Cody said, I have a guilty pleasure of watching things like 90 Day Fiancé, and even when I was little, I enjoyed America's Next Top Model. Oh, America's Next Top Model was trash. Like, the worst kind of TV imaginable, and, I love it so much. Oh my god. Thank you guys so much. I'm so happy. Sorry. But okay, honestly, when I grew up, my household was kind of oppressive, and like my dad really controlled what I would watch on TV, like what I would eat and how I would dress and stuff like that, and I never got to watch trash TV. Like, even when I was a kid, I wasn't even really allowed to watch like children's TV. Like, he didn't consider it intellectual enough for me, so I had to watch like fucking the History Channel, and it's all like those bizarre shows. There's like, what if Hitler escaped and went to Argentina, and like all that kind of shit. So like I grew up extremely weird and unable to like properly communicate with people at school. So now I really enjoy watching trash TV because I enjoy like trends and ways to actually like communicate with people, and it's a guilty pleasure. It's nice. I'm so hyped. Thank you so much. I'm having such a nice time. Oh my god. Honestly, thank you. Oh my god. Thank you, I will. Oh my god, I have to accept them. I didn't. Oh my god. Like, I'm acting like this is my first day on the internet. Thank you. I know this is a lot. I don't know if I can accept it. Like, this is a lot. This is like the best present I've ever got. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay, so, how about the day after tomorrow? Let's just play some games together. Age of Wonders, this shit is expensive. Thank you. I was gonna wear my contact lenses, and I took them out. I think I took them out. So like, if I cry, like, they would just simply melt into my eyeballs. So I'm glad that I took them out. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. No, I don't deserve anything. I'm a fiend and a bastard. Thank you guys. But yeah, I really like watching trash TV. And it's just because I didn't get to watch it when I was a kid. My dad also didn't let me watch South Park, and I tweeted this Yesterday, my dad didn't let me watch the Teletubbies because he thought Tinky Winky was gay. Because Tinky Winky had a handbag. Thank you, arigato. I'm so happy. Yeah, you have to be careful with contact lenses. If you cry or like if you're cooking, you have to be really careful. Like they can melt onto your eye, and you should never sleep in them. If you sleep in them, they even just nap for a moment, they can get stuck to your eyeballs. So you have to be really, really, really careful. And you're not also supposed to wear glitter with Colicon, and I did wear glitter today, so sorry. But yeah, oh my god, thank you. Oh my god, I have so many new games to play. I'm so happy because I'm looking at my list and I'm like, there's nothing that I really, really want to play. Tinky Winky is an icon. He's not gay, he's just serving cunt. Like, they're all icons. They're all really, really cute, actually. And I'm so mad that my dad wouldn't let me fucking play, wouldn't let me watch Teletubbies. And all I wanted from life was to try Tubby custard and Tubby toast, and I still dream about this to this day. Like, all I want is a crumb of Tubby custard. I think it made it like weird, like, you know when you're repressed as a kid and you develop like a weird fetish? It's kind of like that. Like, I really, really, really just want to eat like Tubby custard and Tubby toast. My dad would go crazy in Japan because all the men in Japan have handbags, and maybe not so much now. Well, they still do now. Like now, the like rectangular clutch bags are really popular. But when I first arrived in Japan like 9 years ago, all the guys had like proper handbags, like cute little baggies, and I thought that was great because, if you like, I remember being in England and guys don't carry bags, so they constantly ask you to carry your stuff in their handbag. So if you date a Japanese guy, he can carry his own shit. I thought it was great. I was shocked to find out that the Teletubbies was filmed 20 minutes away from where I used to live. Oh, you could have seen it live. Oh my god, I bet they're like, you know, like Big Bird from Sesame Street. I bet they're actually like 9 foot tall. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So, oh my god, thank you! Pasami, arigato! Thank you! Where's your Steam game list? I think Aussie also bought every single game on the list. I think that's it, honestly. My repressed fetish is loving hugs. Oh my god, I wish I could hug you so hard. Pasami, arigato, thank you! Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm gonna have the best birthday tomorrow. I'm gonna have like a feast. An actual feast. Like a medieval feast. But yeah, okay, so I was gonna work at a different eikaiwa, not the one I'm working at now, and it's actually run by Sesame Street, the TV show. I think I'm allowed to be talking about this, but I'm gonna talk about this. So like, I was gonna work for them, but it ended up they didn't have any positions where I lived. So I went to, like, in Japan, they have a bunch of branches, and one of them has the real Big Bird suit. Hi, Julie. Like, they have the real Big Bird, like, one of the suits for Big Bird. And he's 9 foot tall. Big Bird is fucking 9 foot tall. That is terrifying. Feast with duck. I wish. Oh my god, I really want to go to Yokohama and eat Peking duck, like the really, really good one. But that shit's expensive. So maybe now, actually, I'll be able to do that tomorrow. Got all the completed games, left the early access one. Thank you, Ozzy Olsen. You're so great. Oh my god, I'm so happy. That's like years of games for me to play. I'm never gonna have to buy another game again. Jesus Christ. Thank you. I will buy you something very grand for your birthday. When is your birthday? I forgot. I feel like you're a summer baby. I feel like your birthday's in August. I swear, we had this conversation before. For sure. What is that? Medieval feast. You're gonna eat a turducken. Maybe it's like the thing from the Grinch that has like 8 legs. That's another thing I wanted to eat. You know, in the Grinch, when they're like carved the roast beast and it's like this fucked up looking thing with like 8 legs. I've always wanted to eat that. Oh yeah, Peking duck sounds great. No, for real though, I crave Peking duck. I always go to Bamiyan and I get that one, but it's like not even crispy. It's like soggy, but it's so cheap. Holly Dolly said, off topic. Would you ever make a video on how to style your hair, like cute hairstyles? I feel like we have very similar faces and my hair is the same as yours, minus a fringe. Cut my hair short recently and I don't know what to do. Okay, that's something I've been meaning to do for a while. And I've just been like waiting for more inspiration. So give me a week. Give me a week and I'll think of some hairstyles. Because I get it, like short hair is I don't know how much money this is. I can't count. It's in like some like then you know Cronus. Is that thing you guys are spoiling me? Thank you so much. I don't know how much. Wait, it'll say up here. $9.81. Thank you. Oh my god. I'm getting like all these rare currencies. I love it. Thanks, guys. I'm happy. Yeah. A turducken is like a chicken inside a duck inside a turkey. I've heard of this. It is, yeah, wait. Yeah, a turkey, and inside the turkey is, no wait. What's bigger, a duck or a chicken? I guess it's relative. So one of those things is inside the other. I think that's disgusting, and I would eat it for sure. Like, absolutely. No doubt, I would eat that. That sounds great. I missed that. Okay, this is something I miss about the West, is stuffing things inside other things. Hear me out. Like, in Japan, because like people don't have ovens, they don't have, they don't, stuff things. Like, you wouldn't eat like a whole turkey really, or a whole chicken. Like, recently people started to eat whole chickens at Christmas, but then you go to the store and like you reserve it and then you pick it up and then like you get it, but there's nothing inside. Like, they don't stuff it. I feel like the concept of stuffing hasn't really reached Japan yet, and I don't know if it ever will, because like the concept is kind of gross if you think about it. So yeah, guys, I love you so much. I'm so happy. How dare you call Swedish currency weird? I mean, I think we've had this conversation before, but like, why didn't you guys just like use euros? Like, God, pick a struggle. But also, same as England, I think that England should start using euros because we have to get rid of all our money because we have to put fucking King Charles on it. No one wants King Charles on any form of currency, so we should just abolish pounds and we should start using euros. Who's with me? And also fuck Brexit. Let's just roll that back. It's still bubbly. But I guess Swedish currency is weird. Roasted, told you. Stuffing things inside other things. Aggressive eyebrow raising. I mean, Japan also has a bit of a lack of stuffing things inside other things if you look at the birth rate. Roasted food is something you buy from a shop. You are so right. I do have like a microwave oven and I do roast things in there. Like, I make roast beef and roast pork. But it's so weak. If I roast something, I have to constantly turn it. And if I make roast beef, I have to fry it a little bit first. So it's not like really roasting. That's my dream, that I would have. My next place, I really want to get an oven. And just climb inside it. No, wait, that was a bit much. Yes, abolish the monarchy. Okay, I'm on the fence about abolishing the monarchy. And I'll tell you why. I know I'm a super anti, capitalist and stuff like that. But I always thought fuck the monarchy, but then when I came to Japan, so many people get excited to speak to me about whatever new royal baby or whatever. So I guess that's a little bit nice. Because honestly, what else has England got going for it? Let's be honest. I just think that we shouldn't give them that much money. We should let them keep all the jewels and shit, but not give them as much money. And I think that it should be I feel like they already have this, but I think we should be able to know what they're doing and where they are. Not necessarily where they are at all times, but what they're doing. What are they doing with our money? I think they should be a little bit more transparent about that. I really don't want euros. Yeah, actually, I probably like I wouldn't want euros. I mean, it's fine for me to say England should get euros because I wouldn't have to use them. But actually, the yen is doing great. If you notice, like the last couple of weeks, the yen started to get way stronger, which is really, really nice. Because I used to get paid a lot in dollars, but not so much these days. Bunny for president. Yeah, I'm gonna be president of England. No, I'm gonna marry Kono Taro, the former foreign minister of Japan, and I'm gonna become first lady of Japan. That's what's gonna happen. Watch it, guys. King, you mean Prince Charles? Well, he's king now. He's been coronated. Is that the word? Coronated? He has a crown. He's king. To be fair, we did choose a weird hill to die on when it came to euros versus not euros. I mean, I think our currency is quite strong, right? Same as England, so it is kind of a gamble. Like, maybe it would just completely fuck up your economy, so I do get it. And, like, British people only really go to Spain, so, like, we don't really need, like, British people barely leave the UK, so we don't really need euros. I feel like we're not as international as, like, those countries where you're all touching. No, England is not going to retire money to put King Charles on it, but I agree that England should come back in Europe and adopt euros. They're not putting King Charles on the money. Because I know that they're making, like, a black queen with the queen on. So, yeah. That's nice. But, yeah, not gonna lie, like, I didn't like the queen, but she did kind of serve cunt, and the money did look kind of cool. But Charles is ugly, so if he was on the money, I feel like it would be less cool. Prince Charles plus. Prince Charles 2.0. I mean, Brexit already effed up the UK economy. Oh my god, seriously though! Seriously though! Like, the worst part is that my mum was really pro-Brexit, and she fucking lived in Spain, and she was pro-Brexit. I'm like, you do understand that if Brexit happens, you're gonna have to move back. Like, they'll just kick you out. She was like, no, they would never kick out, like, us rich British people. I'm like, you're literally the worst kind of person. Like, I fucking hate expats. But, wait, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, so, like, she was so fucking pro-Brexit, and then I think, if she hadn't died, actually, they would have probably kicked her out of Spain anyways, but I just thought, like, how hypocritical. Like, all the, British people who are really up for Brexit, they're all, like, these geriatrics, and they're all moving to fucking Spain. I am not an expat. I am an economic migrant, because I literally come to Japan with, like, no money at all. I might make a video about that, actually, like, how I literally come to Japan with no money, and how I have a house now, so it worked out. Liz's outfits were always a serve. Oh my god, do you remember when Queen Elizabeth, like, she wore, like, this completely green fit, and then they green screened it, and they green screened Evangelion on it, and then they played the song. It was so fucking cool. I've just been granted settled status and then moved to Japan. Ah, welcome to Japan! But they originally didn't give it to me despite having lived in the UK for 8 years. Jesus Christ, yeah, like, honestly, getting a visa for any country is really, really hard, and it kind of sucks. Like, you need a whole bunch of money. Like, my visa's never been secure since I've been here. Like, I haven't really talked about my visa that much. Maybe I'll make a video about it in future, but I've consistently had 1-year visa, so I have had to update it every single year, and it's just stressful and expensive. And, like, just let people live where they want. Like, so many people suddenly are finding their Irish relatives. I have my brother, I don't know if I should talk about this on stream, but my brother married into an Irish family, and they're like the pro IRA people. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, I don't know much about that, but it's like, yeah, bye. Yes, I remember that. Oh, it was so good. That was peak internet. I loved it so much. But yeah, man, visas. We should make Buckingham Palace into a giant Weatherspoons. I really like that idea. Honestly, I do really miss Weatherspoons. Um, we used to have this pub in my hometown, and it was called the Slug and Lettuce. And every Wednesday, it was buy one get one free on all food. And I basically just lived there, and it has stopped me from starving to death when I was a student. So yeah, that's pretty good. That's one thing I miss about England is like pub culture. Like just going to a pub and sitting there all day with like a couple of drinks. Because in Japan, izakaya are great. Like I love izakaya and I love izakaya food so much. But you have like a 2-hour time limit and then they're like, fuck off. At one point I was going to apply for UK citizenship, but now it doesn't seem like it's worth it. Where are you originally from? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I'm going to end up staying in Japan forever. It really depends. Like if I can, like if I really feel like settled here, and I guess I feel like pretty settled here, so I really want to stay. But I went through this phase last year where I was gonna move to Greece. I'm not sure if you guys remember that, but I was tweeting about it like that. I was gonna move to Greece, and it was like this whole thing, and my friends got really concerned about me. Dark times. Oh my god, Slug and Lettuce is amazing. You know the Slug and Lettuce? Okay, like, is it a chain? I assumed it was like a chain where every pub was called a different thing, but are they all called the Slug and Lettuce? Because that's fucking hilarious. What a like an anticlimactic name. Pub names. Yeah. Oh yeah, because you're Australian, but I don't know, I feel like maybe you would have a Weatherspoons in Australia. I'm a Yank, but I lived in the UK for several years. I didn't know that you were American. I always thought that you were British. Does that mean that you have an American accent? Because I always imagine you with like a proper, like Somerset accent. That 2-hour time limit is a hard cut-off, yes, but their service is quick and you can get shit-faced. That is very true. I love izakaya so much. Like, I really want to go to izakaya all the time, and I never really get a chance. It's because my friends don't really like to go, and I feel like the people I dated before weren't really into izakaya, but I love izakaya. Like, you can order like 200 different things, and they all taste great. My favorite menu item is the mochi mochi cheese fry. It's like potato and camembert, and then they fry it, like they cover it in flour and they deep fry it. It's so good, and you can put honey on it. Oh my god, it's so delicious. So yeah, yeah, I do really miss British pubs. There are pubs actually in Japan. I only go to the hub. I went to one recently called 82, and that was pretty good actually. I'm not gonna lie, and they had like, oh my, okay, that was a good thing about the pub I went to, is like you buy your drink one by one, like a real pub. Because in izakaya you have to buy everything and then you pay at the end. I really miss just going up and buying a drink and then going up and buying a drink. And they had like beef jerky and stuff. It was nice, not gonna lie. I live in Derby, so more country bumpkin. Yeah, no, that's why I had the Somerset accent of you in my head. Do you have a somewhat Texas accent? Oh my god, that's not what I expected at all. That's hilarious. If so, that's what we're doing next week. Yeah, well, let's go there. Let's go to a izakaya or a pub. I miss British pubs as well. Sunday dinner at a pub, just excellent. Oh my god. So I'm not sure if you have this in Australia as well, but in England we have something called a carvery. And I remember when I used to visit my mum in Spain, they had these too, because like England did, you know, like kind of colonize Spain in that sense. But you get your plate, you go up to the counter, and then they have loads of different like roast meat, and you just point at what you want. You get like roast beef, roast ham, roast chicken, and then they give you loads of roast vegetables, and then there's like 4 kinds of gravy. Oh my god, it's so good. And that's one thing that I really miss about England. And when I went back, I didn't get to do it. But I did do it in Spain, and it was great, honestly. So yeah. Who says that British people don't have, like, fine cuisine? Toby Carvery! That's the one! Oh my god, Toby Carvery! I dream about Toby Carvery all the time. It's so, so good. I just want to taste it one more time. I lived in Wales for ages when I was in the UK, and I still occasionally sound a bit Welsh. That's so cute. That's so cute. There aren't a whole lot of Welsh people where I lived, so the Welsh accent is still very novel for me. Would love to visit an izakaya at some point, but not sure if it will be in Morioka or when I move south. You will definitely have izakaya in Morioka. Like, they're everywhere. Even when I lived, when I first moved to Japan, I lived in super inaka. I lived in Saitama, in Kita Koshigaya. Not even Koshigaya, Kita Koshigaya. It was like nothing was there. And the only thing was izakaya, which was still pretty nice, because, like, izakaya. But again, that's another thing. I think this goes way back to the first question about dating. When I moved here, I assumed that you could just, like, go out and chat with people. But at izakaya, it's very, like, you can't really talk with other customers. It's more just, like, you're with your group and that's it. And that's a little bit sad, because at pubs, it is more a bit, like, you can meet and talk with different kinds of people. And I like that, mostly. There's a Japanese, there's a British pub / restaurant called Hobgoblin. They have a bunch of them. I went to the one in Shibuya, and they do, like, proper Christmas dinner and proper Sunday roast, and I really want to go back to the Hobgoblin for a Sunday roast. And but I had a really bad experience there one day, actually. I work at a British restaurant, and every Sunday I get a free roast dinner. Oh my god. That would be my dream. Just gravy. I actually do have a Bisto gravy that I get imported, and it's so hard to get here. It's like the one thing that you cannot get here. Like, in Japan, the concept of gravy just doesn't exist. Like, it just doesn't exist here. My tiny city in Niigata has a bunch of izakaya. Yeah, for real though. I bet it's really, really good too. When I went to Niigata, I did go to one izakaya, and it was very good. You guys have a lot of, like, I think it's like chicken katsu, torikatsu, that was, like, really popular. In Japan, it's like Ireland. If there's a population of 200 people in a town, there'll be 15 izakaya. You are so right. I mean, people like to drink. Like, what's wrong with that? Oh yeah, but so years and years and years ago, like 100 years ago, when I was with my Japanese ex-boyfriend, we went to the Hobgoblin, which was great. Had a wonderful time. But a drunk British man came up to me and kept trying to hit on me, and I was, like, really polite, but, like, no, sorry. And then he saw that I was with my Japanese ex, and he got really, really angry and was like, oh, what, like, you'll get with this guy who doesn't have muscles, but you won't get with me, and I have lots of muscles, and I'm really tall. And it was, like, the most bizarre thing ever. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that British guys are like this, aren't you? How sad. Can you do gravy from zero? I can. It's just not really that good. I wanna start making gravy from scratch again, because I do love gravy. So maybe I should do that. Okay, maybe I'll do that next week. I want to challenge myself. Oh, I love beef red wine gravy. It's so good. But yeah, Japanese people do love to drink. And when I first arrived in Japan, I used to be forced to go to, like, nomikai, like drinking parties with my work friends, which doesn't normally actually happen in schools that much anymore. Or I think actually after the pandemic, just in general, they stopped doing as many, like, work nomikais or forced work nomikais, which is actually kind of a good thing, because it was kind of mean, like, forcing people to drink with your fucking coworkers. And I remember, oh my god, I remember so many times I went to work nomikais, and the bill would be like 8,000 yen, 5,000 yen, 6,000 yen. I used to complain about this all the time. I'm just like, it's like such a blast from the past. I remember when I used to have to go to these, I used to complain all the time. Like, that's one good thing about the pandemic. It's like, it stopped this. And I'm like, why do I have to pay 8,000 yen to eat with people that I don't even like, that I'm forced to be around? It was horrible. And they gave us like a shiseki bango, like they had like a random seating ticket, so you had to sit next to someone that you probably did not know and make awkward conversation for 2 hours. It was honestly the worst. I would love to see a capsule bunny cooking video. Okay, here's the thing. I'm actually really good at cooking, and I know I don't look like it. I'm shit at baking, but really good at cooking. So like maybe one day you'll see it. Again, though, when I'm cooking, my orange cat, I think, is he here? Yeah, that one, the one that's sleeping. He 100% wants to be a chef when he grows big. So every time I'm cooking, he sits on the cardboard box next to the stove and he just watches me cook. It is amazing. Do they have pigs in blankets in Japan? Literally my favorite British food. They do not have pigs in blankets in Japan. Anyone who's not British, see if you can figure out what a pig in a blanket is. They do not have them here, but I do make them at Christmas because it's, you know, pretty easy to make, right? Cooking stream. Oh my god, that sounds dangerous. I might make like a fire. I'll start with a video first and then I'll do a stream. I wanted to make a video about really simple dishes for people to cook in Japan, because if you arrive here as as an immigrant, learning how to cook things is a little bit difficult, maybe, like how to like utilize the ingredients properly and how to cook for super cheap, because the price of groceries really went up. And a lot of people did ask me about this because I know a lot of people who are immigrants in Japan and they literally don't cook ever. They eat konbini food every day, which is very bad for you. I can bake. What do you want? I want you to teach me how to bake. I really like carrot cake, actually. That's one good thing. That's one thing I can make. It's like carrot cake with like cream cheese frosting. That's actually pretty good. So yeah. He wants to be a little chef. I'm 100% sure that he wants to be a chef. He watches me cook every single day, like very carefully. My other cat has no interest in it. And he even like climbs up and tries to look at what's in the frying pan. He never tries to get in the frying pan, thank God, but he's very interested in it. With his one eye. But yeah, I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about in the stream. Yeah, tomorrow I'm meeting my friends. And we're gonna go to a rose garden and take some pictures and have lunch. And I have a little party in the evening. And that party is mostly just like influencers, like Japanese fashion influencers. So yeah, that's gonna be cute, I think. I don't really, yeah. But I know, I'm having fun this year already. This is great. I'm having a great time. Bloody love carrot cake. This is why I thought that you were British. And wine. And if you get that reference, my god. Carrot cake and wine. Please explain that reference. Have you seen Cooking with Dog? It's an old Japanese lady who cooks with her little dog. Oh my god, I love Cooking with Dog. I love it, I love it, I love it. The dog is called Francis. He's very cute. And unfortunately, Francis died, so they had to stop doing it. Oh, they did a couple of videos after he died, and they have like a picture of him on the counter, and the voiceover is like, "Hi, I'm Francis, and I'm talking to you from heaven." It's really cute and really sad. I hate that, like, I only really form parasocial relationships with like Instagram cat and dogs, and then they end up dying, and then I feel really bad. It's a stereophonic song. Ah, okay. I don't know, it does ring a bell for me. Yeah. But, oh yeah, I saw My Chemical Romance last month. I saw My Chemical Romance, and we also saw Simple Plan. And the best part of the whole concert was when Simple Plan did a cover of Bright Side by The Killers. And if you're a British person and you hear Bright Side by the Killers, you just go absolutely apeshit. It was wonderful. An old one. No, rest in peace, little Francis. Oh my god, please don't tell me that you didn't know that Francis has already died. I'm so sorry. Not a cat or dog channel, but if you like otters, I love otters. Highly recommend Kotsumet's channel with otters, Hana and Kotoro. I'm gonna watch it. That sounds amazing. I'm also really into otters, I'm really into capybaras, and I'm really into raccoons. So yeah, that's what I'm into. I like, do you know Rachel and Jun? They were popular back in the day, but Jun has a channel called Jun's Kitchen, and he cooks things for his cats, and oh my god, I'm not joking when I tell you that Jun's Kitchen literally changed my life. There is an episode where this is why I realized I want to live in the Inaka in future. And it's literally just from watching Jun's Kitchen. There's a video where he makes a beef Wellington, and he goes to collect the ingredients, and he just gets on his bicycle and he drives down the road, and there's like a winery, like a vineyard, and he gets blueberry wine, and then he goes a little bit more down the road and there's like a cave where you can pick mushrooms. It's like a shop, there's also a cave, and then he picked some mushrooms, and then he was going all around like this little town and getting ingredients, and then he went back to his house and he made beef Wellington. That's what I want my life to be like. Oh my god. We bought a prosciutto slider the other day. I want to get like a prosciutto. They sell like just a massive leg. I just want a leg in my house, like a leg of prosciutto. That's my dream. When I have a leg of prosciutto, I know that I've made it. I would do anything for this adorable little pup. I would kill for them. They died. I will kill God. Yes, I will. Honest to God. I'm obsessed with this new cat. It's like one of those naked cats, like a sphinx, and he has some kind of mouth deformity where his smile, he's always smiling. He's so cute. If he dies, I will literally kill God himself and bring him back from the river Styx. Drag his soul back. I love raccoons. There's a guy on YouTube who feeds like 50 raccoons on his porch. Oh my god, I love that guy. He always feeds them hot dogs, and they're so fat. Like, he feeds them way too much. Have you seen how fat the raccoons are? He feeds them like 200 hot dogs, which is way too much. And I'm obsessed. He's great. Do you think you could ever use an Android phone? Androids are honestly fine, but in Japan, most people have iPhone, and I really like the airdrop feature, because a lot of the times I'll do a photo shoot with a photographer, and then they can just airdrop them to me instantly. Most Japanese people only have iPhones, so it just makes things a little bit easier. And like a lot of the time when you're working in a company, or sometimes I work for like apps, it's just easier because it will always be on iPhone. But Androids, I feel like, are generally better, like in every single way. Android for the win. Guys, you're making me want an Android. Yeah, my friend has an Android, and her camera is so much better than the iPhone. Like, look at this. Why are there so many cameras? Why is the camera still so shit? Hot dogs, what a hero. Yeah, this guy, I don't know if, I can't remember the name of his channel, but there's like an older, I think he's an American guy who feeds raccoons. And he always feeds them like 200 hot dogs. Like, the video is like 9 minutes long. It's just constantly like him throwing hot dogs. And they're all the raccoons are like giant. Like, they're way too fat. And like, maybe you don't need to feed them that much. Hades will rise from the blood pool if he tries to stop me from bringing his dog back. For real though, but I feel like Hades would appreciate what I'm doing. Because Hades has a dog too. He has, Cerberus, yeah. Yeah, he just has a huge tub of hot dogs. And it's hilarious. It's hilarious because, like, one, do raccoons even eat hot dogs? Two, if they do, hot dogs have like almost zero nutritional value. So that all the raccoons are super fat, and they're also probably still hungry afterwards, and like they're not getting many nutrients. It's like how you're supposed to not feed ducks white bread. Android for me too. I don't know, we were all part of the Android club. No one told me. Maybe I'll get an Android next time. I'm still paying off this phone. I've almost paid it off. I've been paying it off for like almost 2 years. Those raccoons aren't too fat, they're just extra cuddly. To be fair, my cat is really fat. Not that one. Not him. The grey one? I don't know what the grey one is. But he's very, very fat. And we tried putting him on a diet, but it just didn't work. I think it's just mostly muscle. But these raccoons, it's definitely fat. Like, it's not muscle. Have you thought about coloring your hair like blue or something? Okay, I really actually do want to dye my hair blue, but it all depends if my new job will let me, because I was working at a very strict school for like 6 years, and I wasn't allowed to change almost anything about my appearance. It was really strict. Like, it's the kind of school where like the kids aren't like, you know, like in the news, it's like if a Japanese kid has light hair, they have to dye it black. It was that strict of a school, so they weren't gonna let me dye my hair any kind of color. And I don't think they were gonna let me have nails, so I started off with like really small ones, and then I slowly made them longer and longer and more extravagant, and hoped that they wouldn't notice. Hi, buddy. Wow, I'm late. Hi. You're not late at all. Oh, we're just talking about really chunky raccoons. Are you body shaming raccoons? I am. It is unhealthy for them. Like, they do not understand. If you give a raccoon a hot dog, he's gonna eat the hot dog. So, if you give a raccoon 200 hot dogs, he's gonna eat 200 hot dogs. A raccoon should not be eating 200 hot dogs. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm no, like, zoologist, but I'm pretty sure raccoons aren't supposed to be eating 200 fucking hot dogs and being, like, a perfect circle. Blue would be so cool on you. I had blue and pink once upon a time in my younger days, in my 20s, but my afro hair just can't handle those bright colors anymore. Sad violin. Honestly, I have a very opposite problem, that if I dyed my hair, it's dyed forever. Like, it just stains. It will not come out. And I did that when I dyed some part of my hair pink, and it just would never come out, and I had to go back to work. So I had to like keep bleaching it until there was nothing left, and I think I ended up just cutting that piece of hair out. So honestly, dyeing hair in general, I mean, you can get like extensions, right? And that's probably what I would do, is just get like braided in extensions, but I don't know, it kind of sucks. Because dyed hair looks good for like a week, and then it looks bad again. I hate that even like bleaching my hair. I just bleached my hair and I already have put in. Do you already have a new... Oh, happy birthday, by the way. Thank you. Do you already have a new job lined up? Yeah, I'm going to be working in a small eikaiwa for 3.5 days a week. And I'm only working there because honestly, like, the pay is pretty good, and it's really close to my house. But I do have a lot of side jobs that I get income from, so I just really needed something that would give me a visa, and that would also give me like a nice little bit of money. I have another job interview next week with a marketing company, and it was like a really long process. The whole process took about a month, and they gave me an interview with the CEO, so I feel like it's rude to like not show up, but I think I'm just gonna go there and tell them if they could hire me freelance, then that would be great. Maybe we finally found someone who can be Kobayashi in a hot dog contest. No, for real though, if you give a raccoon any number of hot dogs, he's just gonna keep eating the hot dogs. I mean, I would too, so. Are they chunky raccoons or just ready for the apocalypse? God, I wish that were me. I have black box dye on my hair, and I've just accepted the fact that it's never coming out. Oh my god, that black box dye. You like to live dangerously. I would never, like, I remember I dyed my hair really dark one time, and it didn't really suit me that much, and it also, again, I have the opposite problem. It just came out immediately and went back to blonde. It was just like, what's the point? Oh yeah, I dyed my hair really dark, and I went to work, and my students all said that I looked like a witch. I was like, thanks guys. The kids always had so much to say about my hair, or me in general. I have an Android and my camera is complete dog shit. Okay, thanks for the honest review. I love that. Love that. Do you wish you could do social media full-time though? Honestly, so I do have another part-time job where I make content for an app, and I make like TikToks or Reels, and it's honestly a lot more stressful than I thought it would be. So maybe I wouldn't want to do it full time. Like, I wouldn't mind doing it if it's for me. Like, if my YouTube channel got popular and I could like go and travel and like do little videos like that, that would be cool. But when it's for someone else, it's hard for me to get excited about products and stuff. And you know, like, I really hate like selling shit. Like, that's what I hate. And again, like, working for a company, like, the problem with this part-time job is like they're always changing their mind, so like I have to consistently change the content depending on what they want. Whereas if it's just me, it's just like less pressure, isn't it? That's a compliment though. Witches are awesome. They are awesome. I used to live in a town that was famous for witches in the UK. I never saw a witch though. Yeah, there was a lake behind my house, and it was where people used to throw witches, and if you drowned, then you were innocent, but if you could swim, then you were a witch, and then they used to burn you at the stake. And I am 100% sure if this was 400-500 years ago, they would definitely burn me at the stake for being a witch. Definitely. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, what I had a few things I wanted to talk about, and Nia missed it, but we were talking about Asukano earlier, and it was really fun. Since our last live stream, I really looked up into what to do to move to Japan. I think I'll go there as a student and get a part-time job after saving some money, of course. I think that's a really good idea. Like, I really regret not studying Japanese in a language school. And because once you have the student visa, you can work so many different kinds of jobs. So you could work in a maid cafe. Like, if I could go back and do this all once again, I would go to language school and then I would work in a maid cafe part-time. So like, maybe you could do that. I think it would be really cute. And yeah, then after that's up, you can just get like a regular job. Maybe start off living in a share house, because when I first arrived in Japan, I was living in a share house, and it was really nice because I really didn't know anything, and the other people there were really, really helpful and teaching me how to like furikomi money and just like general things about like how to sort my trash and stuff. Oh my god, I live near a witchy town too, and also a plague pit. I love me a good plague pit. Oh my god, it's my favorite thing. It's like to explain to people about the London Underground. So you know, like the subway system in London, we have the London Underground, and when you're taking it, even though it's kind of like you're just going from A to B, or if you're going in a circle, the train is like this the whole time, and it's because they had to build it around the plague pits. So when you're in the London Underground, you're going around like hundreds of years old pits full of like plague-ridden skeletons, and I think that's beautiful. If she dies, whoops, oh well, she's a woman anyway, and if she lives, we get to have ourselves a burning. Yeah, you're totally right. That was wild. I feel like we haven't progressed that much, but at least we're not doing that anymore. Yeah, I think that's the only option for me to go to Japan, is go as a student in some kind of Japanese school. Also, look if your country does working holiday visas, because I've been looking into visas a lot recently, and recently a lot of countries can start getting working holiday visas that couldn't before, so double check. But yeah, if you don't have a degree and if you're not a native speaker of English, it's a little bit harder, but there are ways. I knew my friend before who didn't have a degree, and he was just working in Japan, like mostly freelance, but he got a lawyer, and we managed to get him like a company that we knew sponsored him, so it ended up working out. Like, there are like loopholes. I think share house is a great start, easy way to find early friends. Oh my god, my share house. Oh, I might make a video about this. Maybe I feel like I did like years ago, but I'll do like a dramatic retelling. But I did live in a share house for like the first 6 months, and it was wild. Let me tell you, there was like every stereotype of person. There was like this there was an otaku guy who just played Hatsune Miku all day by himself and didn't speak ever. There was like a guy who worked in a gym who was super buff. There was this girl who moved in, a Japanese girl, and she told all the men in the share house that she wanted to be their girlfriend, and that all came out one night at like a mixer. Oh my god, it was amazing. It was the best time of my life. It was chaos. And then, oh my god, and then someone, like, I used to leave my door unlocked because I'm a fucking idiot, and like people would just go in my room and just touch my stuff and just like look at my stuff. It was really weird, but I made a lot of good friends. There's a massive one under Lord's cricket ground as well. That would be a fun video. Let's go find some plague pits. I think it's probably safe now, right? I heard that there are foreigner-themed maid cafes. I guess that's for me. Also, yeah, I'm really considering living in a share house and then rent my own place. I think that's a good idea. There are foreigner maid cafes, but a lot of maid cafes really just want a foreigner for tourists. So honestly, I think that there's so many cute ones now. I would suggest looking on Instagram. My friend works at a magical girl themed one. So yeah, I would really do it based off what you think is cute, because honestly I think any maid cafe would be willing to hire a foreigner just because like now the gates have opened, so more tourists and they need people who can speak other languages. I'm doing an event in not a maid cafe, but I'm doing an event in a con cafe next month, and I'm really looking forward to that. Hi Joshua, I remember you from my last stream. I already forgot how to speak English. Jesus Christ. Wonder if I could work in a regular maid cafe if I don't speak a lot of Japanese. Honestly, I think that it's only like what, like 20 phrases you have to remember. I reckon you can do it. If you like practice a little bit, I think you'll be able to do it. It's honestly not that hard. Bro. So let me tell you about CP working holiday visas. Japan and Italy signed an agreement a year ago, and still there is no way to go. That's not very nice. And when you guys are in Axis power together as well, that's not. I think that means it's coming, right? Like, because I know some countries recently started doing working holiday visas. So maybe wait a little bit. But if you're from Italy, I would recommend coming as a student. I have known a few Italian people and they all did come here as students. Oh, you can work, you can become like a language school student, or you can be a university student, or there's like fashion schools. You can go to fashion school if you want, but I wouldn't recommend that because it's expensive and you have to be there like all the time. And when you get the degree, it's not really worth anything. Like, they have not processed the agreement yet. I mean, Japan's very bureaucratic, so I can imagine that's going to take a really long time. The otaku guy is a whole mood. Oh my god, he was a guy. Oh my god, let me tell you about the otaku guy. Okay, so I got in big trouble at my share house because I threw a little party one night. A little soiree. And it was great. And then they asked if I could do a bigger party. I was like, cool, okay. And I didn't have any money because I just moved to Japan. I literally just met these people. So, no one had any money either because this is like a shit house. So I'm like, okay, let's make jungle juice. And jungle juice is like when you get a bucket and you just put like loads of juice and then you put like every spirit known to man, like Malibu, gin, whiskey, whatever. So I went to the store and I was like, don't worry guys, I'm making some jungle juice. I went to the store, I got juice and alcohol, and I got like a plastic bucket from Daiso, and I made jungle juice. And I didn't realize how bad Japanese people were I can't even speak English, were at drinking. So they were just, it tasted like juice, right? So they were just drinking so much, and everyone got absolutely wankered. And then like the girl who told everyone she was going to be their girlfriend, something happened and she got in an argument and started crying. And I was trying to deal with that. And then the otaku guy drank so much, and he wasn't speaking, but he drank so much. And then he got horrifically sick, and he like threw up and shit everywhere in the kitchen. And we're like, fuck. And we're like, go to the bathroom. And he crawled to the bathroom, like just dragging puke and shit everywhere. And he crawled into the men's bathroom and did what he needed to do, I guess. And we were like, fuck. So like we were trying to, and like the girl was going crazy outside, so I'm trying to figure out, because there was this like really Jedi Minhera girl, I'm trying to sort her out. And then the guy crawled out of the men's toilet and he went into the girls' toilet. And then we're like, oh my god, this guy, he's got shit everywhere. So then what we had to do is like, I got the guys to hold him by his arms and legs, and we had to take him to his room. And as we were pulling him up the stairs, he's like, puke and shit is going all the way down the stairs. I'm like, oh my god, the share house is ruined. And we had to emergency call the cleaning lady who worked for the share house. And then guess who got in trouble? Me! Everyone blamed me because I was the one that had the party. And I'm like, I didn't puke and shit everywhere, it wasn't me. And then, so everything got cleaned, thankfully. The woman was amazing, and I gave her a really nice tip. And then 2 days later, the otaku guy came to me, and I thought he was going to be really angry. It's the first time I ever heard him speak, and he was like, thank you for the party. It was the best night I've ever had. Oh, and that's why I was like, okay, I can't live in the share house anymore. Capsule, your stream is so fun. Do you stream on Twitch? Does Capsule refer to Bulma from Dragon Ball Z? Okay, Capsule Bunny is from a song by a Japanese band called Scarecrow that is called Capsule Bunny. I do not stream on Twitch, but I might do in future. It really, really depends, because my other friend, my Norwegian friend, streams on Twitch, and I promised that I would stream with her. But I already got my YouTube monetized, so I feel like, you know, like, we're doing this now. No, I feel like I've opened this live at the wrong time. I'm so sorry. You're just hearing about the guy in my share house that puke and shit everywhere. I'm sorry. God damn. Oh my god, but what the heck happened? This is impressive, right? I didn't know that one person could make that much mess, but he seemed like he had a good time. I don't know. And then the next week, the people in my share house asked me to have another party at the weekend, and I'm like, absolutely not. You cannot control yourself. You're puking, shitting, crying, fighting, fucking in the kitchen. You are animals. And like, they just never had like a house party before, so I was like, absolutely not. And they blamed me too afterwards. I got in trouble. I was like, never, we are never doing this again. It's not, yeah, no, you're so right. It's not my fault. This is a grown ass man. It's not my fault that he got drunk. He can't control himself. And the other thing is, like, there was another girl that, oh my god, Tales from my share house. I'm gonna make this into a YouTube video. But I become really good friends with a girl called Nasu, which is hilarious. Like, her name was Nasu, like literally eggplant. So I made friends with Nasu, and she was probably my closest friend in there. She was great. She didn't really speak English at all, but she tried. We could swap share house stories. The last share house I lived in Sweden turned into a literal cult. That's amazing. Oh my god. Maybe we should do like a, I don't know, like a podcast or a Discord, and like we can talk about it. That sounds great. Hi, Yasu. Oh. Okay, so wait, what was this? Oh yes, okay, Nasu. Oh my god, this is another good story. Okay, so Nasu was really, really nice, but very, very naive. And she said her dream was to go to a club for her birthday. And so she invited me to her birthday party. And I was like, oh, you're inviting me to your birthday party? I didn't know her that well. So I'm like, okay. So I'm in my room getting ready, and I come downstairs, and she's waiting. And I'm like, cool. Who else is coming to the party? And she's like, oh, it's just us. You are my only friend. I'm like, really? Because I don't know, I feel like you've been in Japan your whole life. I feel like you should have more friends than this. But like, cool, okay, let's go. So we went to Roppongi. And bear in mind, I am fresh off the boat. Like, I do not know my way around fucking Roppongi. And we lived in Saitama. So we took the train, we went to Roppongi. We went to a club called V2. I don't think it's open anymore. And we were drinking, you know, like just having a good time. And yeah, there was like guys, and then one of them, she was like, Katie, I've never seen such a handsome guy in my entire life. That is the handsomest man I've ever seen. I'm gonna die. And I looked, and there was like a handsome guy, and I'm like, you're right, he's pretty handsome. And she's like, no, 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 not that guy. That guy. And it was like the guy next to him, he was like really, really gross. Like those exile guys where he has like shaved blonde hair and he's wearing sunglasses even though it's like 4 a.m. in the club, and he dressed like a pimp. Like those guys. I'm like, that's your type? And I was like, go speak to him. She's like, oh, I'm too shy. I'm like, look, we have to go home soon, you know, if we're gonna make the train, just go talk to him. She's like, oh, I've never done this before. I've never spoken to a guy in a club. I'm like, just go talk to him. She's like, okay. So I'm waiting for her. I got both our coats. She goes over. She comes back in less than 30 seconds. And she's like, oh, I'm really sorry. I'm going to a hotel with Shinsuke. I'm like, what? You've just met the man. You're going to a hotel with him? Are you, like, I was like, I don't even know how to get back. I was like, it's like 4 a.m. I gotta get back to fucking Saitama. I'm like, okay, just be careful, okay? And then again, like the next day, she's like, Katie, that was the best birthday of my life. Thank you. They were fucking too. Yeah, we found people fucking in the kitchen as well. I'm honestly animals. For real, it was the longest 2 years of my life. I'm begging you to tell me about your Swedish sharehouse stories. That sounds incredible. So I feel like European people are also incredibly weird, and I need to hear about it. I feel like the Nazi story is going to end up with Nasu in a sexy club. Yeah. And then, oh yeah, Nasu was wild too. Like after, like a few months after that, she eloped with a man that she just met. She was wild. Like Japanese people can be wild. No one realizes. I don't have share house stories, but do school trips ones count? We were all living together for a week. That sounds amazing. Yes, I would love to hear that. To make a very long story short, they called themselves anarchists, and one of the guys who turned into the leader started saying he wanted everyone to share their money. That's a cult. And would invite random strangers to stay with us, and people who would walk into my room at all hours of the night. You were part of a cult. Was it like midsummer? Did they all wear like robes and like flower crowns? Oh my, was it like a weird log cabin? I need to hear more about this. Fuck that, my room, my rules. Marius, hi! Oh my god, Yasu and Marius are here? Oh my god, I'm like starstruck. The most handsome pimp in the club. Yeah, apparently the guy, and he was like a dentist or something. I'm like, okay. What? She made moves in 30 seconds. Girl works fast. No, for real though. Like, she had a lot of riz. Like, I have 0 riz, so I'm like honestly impressed. Okay, guys, we're gonna do the stream probably a little bit longer because my camera's running out of battery. Girl got that Sonic like riz. For real though. I'm like, how did you do it? She was so shy as well. I'm like, it's always the shy ones. Man. I only ever, when I used to go clubbing, I used to get approached relatively often, but I feel like it's just because I'm a foreigner. But the only time I approached a guy in a club is because he kept looking at me. He kept looking at me, so I'm like, oh, you're interested. And I went up to him, and I went to speak to him, and he just went, no, in English. I was like, damn, it was so cold. This is putting me off getting a roommate. Honestly, I would never suggest having a roommate. I can't talk about my ex-roommate that I used to have because I have so many wild stories about that. I can't talk about it because her friends watch my videos on stream and they report back to make sure I don't talk about her. So we're not going to talk about her, but all I'll say is never get a roommate. Well, I do have 2 roommates, and they're both 1 foot tall, and they're covered in hair. He's still sleeping. Where is he? There. There. Oh, there. Cool, cool. Midsummer type situation. Oh my god, I'm really invested in this. There's a girl in my flat who refuses to speak and then leaves black moldy bread in her cupboard. Our kitchen smells like dirt. There is always one though. There was one person in my share house that would steal everyone's food. It's like, bro, if you ask for some food, like, we'll give you some food. You don't have to steal our food. I would legit take midsummer any day. We would have these things called feelings meetings where we had to talk about conflicts in the house, but it turned into weird gaslighting and shaming. That's terrifying. I bet they were all having sex with each other too. Man, the more I hear about Sweden, the more I'm intrigued. Oh fuck, that's harsh. That's so awkward. I would have cried. Yeah, it was very harsh. Like, I have very thick skin, but even I was like, damn. You could have just been like, oh, sorry, I'm not interested. Not her friend spying on you. No, for real though, like, I've got to be really careful. It's been 8 years. Your cats are like my rabbit, causing chaos when I try to revise. They were very chaotic earlier when I was filming different videos, so I think they're sleeping now because they went absolutely bonkers earlier. How big is your house in meters? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like it's like, what, like 60? What can I don't know. It's like this room, and then there's a dining room and a kitchen and bathroom, and then upstairs there are 2 bedrooms, and then we have a little garden next to a mountain. My mother already gaslights me and shames me. I would have thrown hands like, oh, I go to with her for real. Oh my god, why is everyone's mom so mean? My mom is really mean to me too. She'd always be like, you should change your Facebook profile picture because it looks really ugly, and all my friends will see it. I'm like, damn. Hello, Ace Kid. You look French. Bonsoir. I feel like Japanese apartments and houses are always small. They are, but like, normally they have a lot of good storage, and honestly, small isn't that bad. Like, I kind of got used to it. I used to live in a really small apartment. The first apartment I lived in was like this room, but just this room and a bathroom. Yeah. Rabbits are weirdly similar to cats. Mine act just like one. Aw, I used to have a rabbit when I lived in England. It was very cute. He looked like a cow. We'd also have house meetings every other Sunday that would literally go on for 3 to 4 hours on a Sunday. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you were in a cult. Did the leader try to get you to sleep with him? Because I feel like that's what it was leading to. Or either give all your money, sleep with him, or all kill yourselves at the same time. I feel like that's the only outcome of the situation. I love my mom, but holy crap, sometimes, oh, yeah, my mom was an angel. I love my mom so much. She was a wonderful person, but she could be a little bit of a cunt sometimes. Need to go, guys. Thanks for the stream capsule. See you in the next one. Bye. Thank you for coming. Bigger flat just means more cleaning past a certain point. No, for real though. Like, I already have to clean this house so much because my cats are just so goddamn hairy. I can't imagine living somewhere bigger than this. But the thing is, the garden spoiled me. Like, gardens are a little bit rare in Japan, and like, I don't know if when I do move, I'm not sure if I can find a house like this with a garden. And it's kind of private too. Like, I can sit in the garden in my underwear. Like, that is unheard of in Japan, or like in Tokyo. Haha, bonsoir. I knew it. French. I had a question about moving to Japan, if it's okay to ask. Absolutely. Ask any question you want. I'm here to answer your questions and give advice. It won't be great advice, but it will be advice. Mommy issues, gang rise up. Oh my god, I've got mommy issues, daddy issues. For real though, for real. Dang, now I want to make a podcast or something where we all share crazy roommate stories. Let's do it. That sounds fun. If anyone knows how to do this, I feel like Discord maybe, or maybe we could do like a Skype meeting. I don't know, but this sounds like a really good idea. Because I want to hear more about this cult. You should make a YouTube video about this cult because I'm very interested. There's a lot of cults in Japan as well. I was going to make a video for my channel soon, actually, where I interview one of my friends from my language school I used to go to, and he almost got indoctrinated into a Japanese cult. For the fact we had an argument with my mother about school, and I asked her if she cared about my success and well-being, or if she wanted to just have a good mom reputation. She said she was doing it all for herself and her ego. Jesus Christ, at least she's like honest about it. Yeah, my mom didn't really, my mom, my mom didn't mean to have me. I was kind of like a mistake because she was really, really old. So she ended up having a baby and being like, damn. So I feel like she wasn't really that into me until I got into like being a teenager. Because I was always a weird kid. Like I was very masculine. But then when I started getting into fashion and stuff, she really enjoyed dressing me up and like me being cute. But then she would be a little bit too critical about what I would wear. And obviously I wear like weird shit. So that was sometimes a little bit weird. Like, I remember when I was, like, 18, I went to a con, and I was wearing a black wig, and she said that I shouldn't wear it because it makes me look old. I'm like, I was 18! 18. Okay, Ace Kid. So I'm moving to Japan in early August, September, with a working holiday visa. And I don't know in what order I should do the admin stuff. Do I open a bank account first, or get a flat, or a phone number? Oh my god, you have found the biggest dilemma of anyone moving to Japan, because you need a phone number to open a bank account, but you need a bank account to get a phone. So this is like the biggest trouble that people normally have when they come to Japan. What I did is I got a Japanese friend to help sign up my bank account with their phone. So I got the bank account first, and then I got a phone. So you can do it that way. But I don't know, can anyone give this person advice? Because I really don't know. Like, I would really get an apartment first. I would have your accommodation sorted out before you come, for sure. And, like, you can definitely do that. Even on, like, there's a lot of, like, foreigner-friendly apartment real estate agents, kanigaishas. Yeah, so I would definitely sort out your apartment first. The phone and the bank account, I feel like you can do those either way. But maybe the bank account is more important. So I would get the bank account first, and then I would do the phone. But yeah, it was really, really hard for me when I first moved here because I couldn't get a bank account without a phone. I didn't have a phone, and it was like a whole thing. But luckily I had friends. I would really recommend making some Japanese friends that can help you with that. There are also now services that specifically help foreigners doing this. Like if you have a little bit of money, you can hire a service and they'll take you to all these places and they'll do these things for you. My town is like flooded with Mormons, and they're always trying to convert people on the street. I've never met I've met someone who used to be a Mormon. And that's kind of exciting. I want to meet a Mormon. We had loads of weird Christians in my town in England, and they wouldn't watch TV, and they all seemed very unhappy. Oh my god, the struggle. Okay, I'll ask my Japanese friend. Yeah, I would really recommend it. Having, like, my biggest advice that I got when I moved to Japan was my friend said, find a Japanese person, latch onto them, and don't let go. My mother is making me do stuff only because she didn't have the chance to do it when she was younger, and she still doesn't know that I'm my own person. Also, she is trying to force marriage on me. Jesus Christ, do not get married. Do not. Honestly, that type of mother is very, very common. My mom was a little bit like that, I guess. But my mom really gave up on me quickly when she found out that all I wanted to do was sit in my room and play video games. I would just say continually disappoint her until she gives up. Because these people never understand. Like when you talk to them. That was another thing with my mom. Is that my mom, you couldn't talk to her about things. Like you couldn't you couldn't have a conversation with her. Like nothing would go in. It was really fucking bizarre. By the way, my camera is gonna die soon. I can see it. So when that happens, we will quit the stream. But yeah, definitely accommodation first. Having a roof over your head is the most important thing, especially in a new environment. Oh, I actually have a question about leaving your employment if you don't ask me. Asking. Yeah, go ahead. I've left a lot of jobs in my time in Japan. I have an Airbnb for the first month. That's great. It seems like you have money, so you're already one step ahead of me than when I moved to Japan. I'm not really settled for the rest of the year. Luckily, I already have friends over there. That's good. Do you have a job? Because often your job will help find accommodation for you if you're a foreigner. Particularly if you're working as a teacher. Or you're like your school. I had Line Mobile and I used their Line prepaid card to pay for Line Mobile. You're smart. Actually, now I think about it. I used to be with SoftBank. Boo. But Now I'm with Line Mobile, and it's really cheap. Like, if you can get Line Mobile, you can do it online. I wonder if they have an English service for it. But yeah, you can do it online, and they send you a SIM card, and then that's it. You can just get an iPhone and just put it in. Yeah, do that. Read Yasu's comment. Read Line Mobile. Because SoftBank was very fucking expensive. Line Mobile is like literally less than half what I paid than when I was with SoftBank. I'll take that advice and run with it. Okay, the best advice, just disappoint the problem people until they give up on you. For real though. For real. Yeah. My mom was really happy in the end. She really didn't want me to move to Japan, and she tried to sabotage it a lot, but then when I actually moved here and she came over, she really enjoyed it. It was really nice. Like, the last couple of years with her was great. Hey cutie. Hi. I wonder if I go Nihon helps for accommodation and a job. Maybe. I would use Gaijinpo, because I use Gaijinpo for everything. I'm pretty sure there's better resources, but I love me Gaijinpo. I would go on Gaijinpo and I would just look at everything. Basically, my job here in Morioka is not what I thought it would be. Yep, always the way. Is particularly if you go somewhere a little bit far out, they always lie to you. Happened to so many of my friends. My boss is insanely micromanaging. Yep. And uses scheduled training for personal errands. And just really mean. That happens so much. Honestly, I would just find another job and move to Tokyo, or move somewhere that you're more comfortable in. Give them... In Japan, they normally want 1 month's notice, but I've left jobs with 2 months. I've never broken a contract. Like, if you have a contract, I would stay until the end of that contract, just because it's, like, polite. But once the contract's over, I would dip. But if the job is really unbearable, just fucking leave. Like, these companies don't really communicate. Like, if it's a small school or a small company, they're not going to be able to communicate with anyone else. I would just leave. But try to find a new job first. That's my biggest advice, because I lost my job suddenly and I had to look for a job when I didn't have a job, and that was really hard. Line Mobile sucks because of limited data, but Rakuten is good because unlimited data. Maybe I should switch to Rakuten. Yeah, I'm on Line Mobile now, and it is good, but yeah, there have been times when I did run out of data, and then, like, to buy more is like 1,000 yen. I'm like, ugh. All telecom companies were forced to make their services cheaper in the past few years. Oh, that's good. That's really nice, actually. Maybe it's because of companies like Rakuten and Line, which is great. I'm working way more than she said I would, and there's a clause in my contract that says I need to pay for damages if I quit, but I've been told that's illegal. It is, and if they're not involved in your accommodation, you can just, like, not show up to work and leave. Like, I know I really shouldn't suggest that, but honestly, fuck him. And I mean, I would try to leave amicably. How long is your contract? Because if it's under 6 months, maybe just stay a little bit longer until your contract ends, and then just dip. Because you'll start looking for a job now. Start, like, once you find a new job, everything else will be just much easier. But don't feel bad about leaving, because so many fucking people get, like, guilt tripped into staying into jobs. And particularly if it's an English school, they were like, oh, don't go. The students will cry if you leave, or the students will miss you. It's like, no, they won't. They'll forget about you in, like, a week. It's fine. Just don't let them trap you. Can you not record and charge up the camera? It's plugged into my computer and it charges, but it uses up energy more than it charges. So eventually it's gonna die. Like all of us, really. Where do you get the phone plan? Yodobashi? Okay, so on my phone plans, like the Rakuten and Line one, you can get it online. Like, you can do it online and they'll send you a SIM card. And maybe that's better. But I think you can also do it in places like Yodobashi. And if you go to one in, like, Shinjuku or Roppongi, maybe they'll have English speakers as well. You mentioned in the vid that you lived in Paris for a while. Could you talk up more about that? I did when I was a kid, and I lived there for just under a year with my aunt. I had this crazy rich aunt who was, like, a millionaire, and she was wonderful, and maybe my favorite family member. And I lived with her for on and off for a while in different houses. She had, like, houses all over the world, and I used to sometimes live with her. And we lived in Paris at her flat, which was great, but it was very small, and the cars were very noisy. I remember that the cars were always beeping outside, And I remember the food was very good. She took me to all the Michelin star restaurants, and all we used to do was go to restaurants and go to hair salons and get our hair done every day. It was really, really nice. But yeah, I don't have that many memories of Paris because I was very young. But I remember going to the park and being confused because everyone was speaking a weird language and no one wanted to play with me. And I don't know, I traveled a lot when I was a kid, so I missed out on a lot of schooling. So I was really smart at some stuff, but then I remember I was really bad at math because like no one decided to teach me math during this time. Number one life advice I have is never let anyone guilt you into anything. You are so right. Honestly, if you don't like something, just quit. Like, if you don't like school, quit. If you don't like work, quit. As long as you have a backup plan and if you have a next step and you know what you're going to do, just quit, honestly. Life's too short to be stuck somewhere that you don't like. So my contract is a year. The accommodation is tied to the school. Oh, that's how they get you. I've known so many people in your situation. I'm so sorry. I've had a couple of interviews today and one more tomorrow, so I think I'll be able to get a new job. My boss actually told me she doesn't want me to get to know the local expats because she has haters. Oh my god. My friend had the same thing in Utsunomiya. She was living in the apartment and she was working at school. She was getting micromanaged. It was awful. She was working all the time. It happens so much. I wish I had more advice for you, but just try to get out of the situation and really don't feel bad. But your boss might go apeshit, but there's honestly nothing she can do. Like, there's nothing she can do. If you set up a new apartment and a new job, then yeah. And I've worked in a lot of shitty companies in Japan, and sometimes they will threaten you, but honestly, there's nothing that that they can do. That camera is like me, for real, for real. Same though, bestie. I'm just like an empty husk at this point. Slowly running out of battery. Thank you so much for your advice. Sorry I couldn't give you better advice. I have known a lot of people in that situation and it really does suck. And honestly, there's not that much you can do. I would just do what you want to do. Like, don't get trapped there. Particularly for a year. That's way too long. Just get up and leave. Yeah, for real though. I would just vanish in the night. I would make an Irish exit. So you need the address before getting the phone plan then. Yeah, I would get the apartment, then the phone. No, apartment, bank, phone. Apartment, bank, phone. That's what you need to do. Because you'll need a bank account to... Because the phone, they'll want to take money every month from your bank account. So yeah, do it like that. Where in the UK are you from, if you don't mind me asking? I was born in Hackney in North London, Central London, and we used to live in Islington. And then I moved to a small bumblefuck town called Rochford in Essex, and I lived there for a few years. And then finally, we moved to Southend in Essex, Southend-on-Sea, and I feel like that's where my true hometown is. And yeah, Essex. That bad at maths thing explains the weird currencies comment. For real though, oh my god, there's so many gaps in my education. I'm so good at some things and terrible at others. And I think it's because of that and ADHD. Like, when I should have been learning about currencies, I was too busy like doodling anime eyes in class. I'm trapped because my job is too comfy. It's very demanding, but it's unionized and they pay well. Honestly, that was me in my last job. I didn't like my last job, but it paid so well and the hours were great. And I really hate that I had to let that job go. And when I was let go, I was really happy because I was like, oh, I can do something new now. There's fuck all out there. I wish I had stayed in that job. Hackney, Essex. My best mate lives in Essex. Yay, Essex crew. Essex is a shithole. A complete fucking wasteland, and I love it so much. Essex is great. I miss how friendly people are in Essex. I miss like on New Year's, people just go around and like high five strangers and stuff, or like you go out clubbing and then you go to the chicken shop and everyone will be dancing in the chicken shop. I really just miss the vibe. It was very dangerous though. You don't need the bank for the apartment. How do you pay rent then? Okay, so you would need to pay rent from your bank account, but you can do something called furikomi, which is what I originally did. And I think maybe you need a bank account for that. You send the money to them somehow, but you don't need, I don't even remember how I did it. But I feel like some places will just let you pay from a foreign card at first. I remember doing it all at once. Like, I think I had my accommodation picked out, and then I got a bank account, and then I think I didn't pay my first, because you don't pay the first month rent until a month living in the apartment. So once you get in the apartment, and then you have a month to pay that. Sorry, I'm getting really congested. I would never guess you're from Essex. I'm from Lancashire. Oh, Lancashire. My dad is from Lancashire. He was a bastard. I did have a really Essex accent. I've lived here for 9 years, and I honestly had to train myself to not have an Essex accent because no one understood what the fuck I was saying. Like, even like American people. I really want to go to Japan for fashion inspo. Second hand is my favorite, but is it as expensive in Japan as people say? Okay, so there are very cheap secondhand stores. There are like this one called Second Street. There's Closet Child. There are a bunch of like one's called Don Don Down on Wednesday and Mode Off. Yeah, there's loads of really, really cheap secondhand stores. But there's also like vintage stores, which you'll find in Koenji or Shimokita, and those are way, way more expensive. And they literally go to Goodwill and they'll buy like they'll go to a Goodwill, they get like $1 t-shirt and they'll sell it for 4,000 yen. But there are chain secondhand clothes, and they're very, very cheap. So I would recommend going to those stores. You can get very cheap secondhand clothes. Most of my clothes are secondhand actually in Japan. Joey Lisset. Who's that? Time to find a Japanese friend so I can crash at their house while all of the apartment, bank, and phone thing is sorted. Yeah, like a good thing would be staying in Airbnb. Now I think about it, when I first came to Japan, I did stay in a hotel for like 2 weeks to get everything sorted out. What is Line exactly? I see people talk about it. It's social media low-key. Okay, Line is just, I think it's like, no, it's not like Snapchat. It's just a messaging service, and it's just for mailing. It's like Facebook Messenger. Let me see. It just looks like this, and it's just like chats, and it's only for chatting. There are other features, but no one uses the other features. It's literally just for chatting. You can call people and do video chat too. I guess it's kind of like Skype. Yeah, maybe like Skype. I live in London right now, and everyone makes fun of my accent. What's your accent? Yeah, London people are bastards. Even if you live in London and you have an Essex accent, people will make fun of you. When I moved to Essex, I had a London accent, and everyone made fun of me. People are just making fun of anyone. Okay, then I'll do apartment, then bank, then phone. Thank you. I hope it works out. Let me know if you have any more questions. Fun random fact about me. I'm bi-dialectical. Ooh! I can swap between British and American English depending on where I live. That's so cool, and that's something that will really help you if you're a teacher in Japan. If I'm forced to, I can do it because like I speak American English at work, so maybe my accent is a little bit different. I'm not that good at it, but I remember one time when I went to this really fancy Iowa, this person only wanted to have an American teacher, and my Eikaiwa told me to pretend to be American, and it was so funny because they were like, oh, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I'm from New York. And they're like, where is that? And I said that it was in the middle of America, and they were like, liar. I was like, I don't know, but I know where New York is now. I know where California, New York, and Florida are. Yeah, and that's what you need, really. It's like WhatsApp. Yes, that's what I was trying to think of. I got confused with Snapchat. I don't have WhatsApp or Snapchat. Have you ever been stalked online, doing online stuff? I have actually been stalked. Not anymore. I think I'm too old and boring now. But when I first arrived in Japan, the first 4 years, people would stalk me to see what I was doing, like, and then they'd write about me on hate sites, and like see me in clubs and like write about what I was doing, and I was never really doing anything. And then my ex-boyfriend, a girl that liked him, stalked me for like the longest time, for like years and years and years, but we ended up burying the hatchet, and I forgave her. But that was really, really weird, because I remember she had like a blog, and then she was following me around Harajuku and talking about what I was doing, but aiming it in a way that was talking to my boyfriend. It was really, really weird. But I feel like 2016 was just a wild time in Japan. Speaking American English is what screwed with my accent. Yeah, you don't sound that Australian. Still bending my R's, and I haven't taught English since 2014. Yeah, I really hate my accent now. It's just like a gross Frankenstein's monster of different accents. Oh, and Joey Lysa is a really funny stand-up comedian. Oh, I'll check them out. Had so many strangers be mean to me for no reason. I get so emotional, I cannot control it. It's horrible. I'm so sorry. But that just means that you're really empathetic, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because I'm very sensitive too. I have a very thick skin, but I get sensitive when people are mean to my friends. And I also, the things that I'm really sensitive about is I'm dyspraxic, so I'm not really dexterous, and sometimes I'll like drop things, and particularly if I'm eating, oh my god, if I'm eating, sometimes I'll like drop something, and so many times people have really teased me about it, so now I have such a big complex about it, and I don't really like eating in front of people. So I think it's really important to realize that maybe don't tease people you don't really know that well. Joey Lycett is great. Okay. I will... Wait, Joe Lycett. Okay, I will check them out. But yeah, when else was I stalked? I was stalked by a Japanese guy that I went on a few dates with for a while. And that's about it, really. I haven't had any, like, solid stalkers, but I've been followed home a few times. But I feel like it's kind of normal living in Japan. Even for men. It happens quite a lot, yeah. But yeah, that was a thing that I struggled with as well when I moved to Japan, is my accent was weird. And one job interview I had, actually I didn't get it, and they said it was because my accent was weird. And that also made me feel a little bit sad, because I really like my accent that I used to have. I liked it. I thought it was cute, but I had to change it, honestly. And that's the sad thing about assimilating, is obviously I had to change a lot of things about myself so that I could more easily assimilate into living in Japan. Also, oh, was he on Taskmaster? I love Taskmaster. Which one on Taskmaster is he? Is he the judge? I had a girl literally sign up to my uni just to be near me. Honestly, men have a lot of stalkers in Japan too. It's wild. I was stalked one time on the bus by 2 guys, and my friends were shocked. It was my first time. It does happen a lot. I had recently, actually, a couple of months ago, I had a foreign guy, I think he's Nepalese, followed me home, and he was very, very close to me, and it was very, very creepy. And then I called my roommate, and he came and picked me up, and when the guy saw my roommate, he ran away. Like, he turned in the other direction, and he just ran away. So, like, he knew he was doing something bad. I haven't really had that many bad problems. And again, like 2 months ago, I'm not sure if you remember, but a guy grabbed my hair on the station and was like stroking my hair, which was weird. I saw a public masturbator a few months ago with my friend. That was a lot. Hello, Chan, what are you doing? Never heard a bad British accent. Even Yorkshire has its charm. You are very nice. Joe Lycett is on season 4, I think. Okay, I will check out season 4. I feel like I've seen the first 3 seasons. Did I ever tell you about the lady who stalked me at work back in the day? You did, but I would like to hear a dramatic retelling. Please tell us more. Season 4 is brilliant and unstructured chaos. I can't believe I haven't seen season 4. Maybe I'll watch Taskmaster after this when I'm eating my dinner. I've been stalked online as well, and it's definitely something people should talk about more often and more openly. They should. I made a video about this a while ago, and maybe I'll make another one. But particularly if you're like into J fashion, there are a lot of hate sites, and they can make people suicidal, they can ruin your career, it can ruin your life. You have to be very, very careful. And I feel like, again, I'm super lucky because I'm much older now and people don't really care about me as much anymore. But I used to have it really bad when I moved here, and people would post mean shit about me and like try to expose me for stuff. There was one person that was always trying to find like naked pictures of me. I'm like, there's no naked picture. Like, I'm an elementary school teacher. Like, so yeah, it was really, really weird. And I believe, like, you're totally right. We really need to talk about this more because it happens so much, particularly with like TikTok and stuff like that. I feel like it must be so bad for high school kids, particularly high school girls. And I feel like we really don't talk about this as much. It's sad too because I feel like that's what ruins a lot of Japanese fashion communities, is just infighting and like hate stalking and stuff like that. My Soka lives literally 1 hour away from me, so I am high-key scared. It's been going on for months now. He is like obsessed with me and wants me to move in with him, and I hate this. I'm so sorry. Please talk to the police if you can, even though we hate the police and they're useless. Keep a record as well of everything that he's doing in case you need to submit evidence. Like, get a little diary and have like a physical, or like write open notes app and write everything that he's doing, because that's really not okay. And I'm really, really sorry. That is terrifying. I find it funny because I tricked them into going to the wrong stop. My dad didn't believe me at first. The guy kept looking at me for a full 30 minutes. That's the thing as well, like, it's hard to talk about men stalking you when you're a woman because people often don't believe you, or they think that you're exaggerating, or they think you're bragging, where you're like, oh, a guy was following me. People think it's like a bragging thing, but it's not. It's honestly embarrassing because I remember when I used to walk to my work, which was an elementary school, and like guys would come up and say really gross stuff to me, and it was embarrassing because it's like my students were there. I was in front of my students, and like, honestly, it's just uncomfortable. And I'm really sorry. I would definitely keep a record of it, because you should never underestimate these guys. They can just do wild shit out of nowhere. And there is a lot of weirdos in Japan, not gonna lie. I don't ask anything of the police anymore because several cases where I got sexually assaulted weren't looked into, so yeah, I'll fight the motherfucker if I have to. Oh my god, for real though. My friend, who was living in an apartment with her friend in Japan, a man broke into their apartment one night, and she came downstairs and there was a man in her apartment just standing there. And so she went to the police, and you know what they said? They said, oh, well, that's understandable that he would do that because you have really big boobs. And they didn't really want to investigate it. So yeah, whenever something happens to me with a creepy guy, people always like, you should go to the police. And it's like, well, they're not really going to do anything unless he kills me. And by that time, it's honestly too late. It's like when men hit on you at random and get offended when you reject them. Oh my god, when you're supposed to be flattered, right? Men are shocked. The amount of like really ugly old men, like I'm talking like 70-year-old men, that ask me to eat with them or go to a hotel with them, and I'm like, no. They're honestly shocked that I would say no. It's like, where do you get this audacity from? I wish I had that much confidence. Cops, blah. Yeah, ACAB. Don't the police record every time someone speaks to them, even if they don't help getting it on record? Yeah, like, again, if it's something like a stalker, I would speak to them because at least there's like a record, and I would keep a personal record. Police are kind of useless, but at least, you know, like, what else are you gonna do? At least it's something. Japan in particular isn't really good at dealing with stalkers. I don't even know if you can get like a, what's it called? A restraining order? I'm not even sure if those things exist in Japan. I've never heard of anyone having a restraining order in Japan. I'm honestly happy being a man and usually not having to deal with these problems. Like, I would be super scared. Well, Ozzy Osan literally had a stalker, like a woman. And another guy who posted had a stalker that was a woman. And it can be dangerous for guys too. The This is why I don't make eye contact with anyone when I walk in a city. I just keep your eyes focused on where you're going, and it's kind of sad, and that's how it has to be. Oh my god. Like, I hate that, you know, like a lot of weird shit happens to me, and it's because I smile at people and I have that kind of face that's like, talk to me. And I generally do talk to everyone, and it gets me in so much trouble. And it's like, I honestly regret just being nice to men. I regret ever being nice to men. And like, it's hard because particularly Japanese guys, they'll try and shame me, and they'll be like, oh, well, you should have just ignored him. It's like, well, I've had times where guys would stand in my way and not leave until I engaged them. And like, I also, like, in that situation, you just want to be as friendly as possible and get them to leave as quickly as possible. And if you start ignoring them, a lot of them just get really angry and shout at you, or like could stab you or something. So there's honestly no good solution. And I think guys honestly don't get that. That big boobs comment just made my jaw drop for about 30 seconds. That's Shiopan on Twitter that it happened to. She talks about it quite a lot. Yeah. Unrelated, I'll definitely make a Discord channel if people would be into that. Yeah, honestly, I have to make Discord for something else. So I need to learn how to use Discord. So yeah, we can make a little Discord. I think that would be fun. No way. Yeah. I had a guy when I first moved in with my roommate who followed me and my roommate from the community, and he followed us into our apartment building all the way up the stairs, and when I turned around he had his dick out, and we just went in the apartment and closed it and waited for him to leave. It was very bizarre. His dick wasn't even hard, so I'm like, what do you get from this? That is the most insane thing I've heard. Which one? They're all pretty insane. I'm not that good looking, but I had a stalker back in the day. You're handsome. You know you're handsome. She knew I was married at the time, and she confessed and everything. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. I had a student I taught in Eikaiwa once try to follow me home. That was a bit weird. That happened to Shiopan? Jesus. Yeah, she has like quite a few stories like that, actually. I've hit on girls and have never been called creepy. Don't know how some of the guys manage to be so terrible. Maybe because I'm feminine and not a giant, but I also learned how to talk to people. Honestly, women don't mind if you hit on them. It's just the way men do it is so fucking scary. Like, I am amazed, shocked, I tell you, shocked how many men come up to me at night when I have my earphones in, and they like grab my shoulder or tap on my shoulder to get my attention. And that's the most scary shit imaginable. It's like nighttime, I don't know you, I won't have my earphones in. Like, why would you think that's acceptable? Because immediately, even if you're the most handsome, charming man in the world, my initial thought is going to be, is this guy going to murder me? So already it's like a no. Even after everything I told her to get her to stop, she tried to give me a Valentine's Day gift of a really expensive chopper clock. Ooh, at least she gave you like nice gifts. I'm like one good thing. Lies, lies, and slander. I am nothing of the sort. Shut up. You could get so much pussy in Japan, but you never leave your house, and you don't update your Tinder profile. I'm gonna roast you. The bar is so low, and yet men fail to clear it. Literally, they limbo under it. Yeah, last time I was waiting for my friend in Shinjuku, a guy came up to me and was like, oh, do you want to go for a drink? I'm like, no, thank you. And then he went to the girl next to me. He's like, hey, want to go for a drink? And she's like, no. And he went to the next one. It's like, at least go like this. Like, not where we can literally see you doing it. That guy must have so many STDs. Oh my god, girl, why would you touch someone you don't know at the best of times? You are so correct. I don't understand why anyone should touch anyone else that you've just met. Like, you don't need to touch anyone for any reason, really. So, like, I don't understand. It's like when you're in a club and a guy will, like, pass through and he'll put his hand on your back. I hate that. My, hi! Hello, sorry I'm late. Catch you on with Doctor Who. That's a very good reason to be late. Doctor Who is great. Happy pre-birthday. Thank you. I'm going to do maybe another live on Sunday and let you guys know how my little birthday party went. I found the best thing to do is creep them out by acting genuinely insane. Done. It works especially well at night. Oh my god, I was at the station, and a guy tapped on my shoulder and he was like, "Ah, とっても綺麗ですね." And I turned around and I think I had like a cold. I turned around, and as I turned around, like a snot bubble just went, like, just inflated. He just like didn't say anything and left. I was like, damn, I'm gonna do that more often. Loving the outfit. You planning anything for tomorrow? I'm gonna go to a rose garden with my friends, just a couple of them, and we're gonna just chat shit for a while, take some pictures, and then we're gonna have a little lunch. Then in the evening I'm having a party, and it's gonna be like mostly like kawaii Japanese fashion people, I guess. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. I don't know how many people are coming to the party, cause like I let everyone have like a +1, and I guess their +1s have +1s, so I don't honestly know how many people. It could be 2, it could be 100, I don't know honestly. I was talking to a friend about this when she was in her last big dating phase. Me and my big dating phase. And what women want from dates versus what men bring to dates. Oh my god, for real though. Because, not gonna lie, they were in my stream earlier, but I don't think he's in my stream now. So I did go on a date. I went on 3 dates recently. And they were really, really nice, and I had like such a really, really good time, and like they actually tried to make the dates fun, and like they planned stuff. It was honestly amazing, and the bar is so low for me because I was like, oh my god, I want to marry them. Like, imagine like meeting someone and they've already like thought about a restaurant beforehand. I'm like, this is insane. Normally when I go on a date with someone, they're like, oh, do you want to go to izakaya or something, and then like you gotta wait 40 minutes or something. So yeah, I don't really like dating in general, but this time was really fun, so yeah. Honestly, dating is so tiring. The whole vetting process of trying to decide whether or not someone is a decent person is a lot. Oh my god, for real though, because like the first meeting is like, you gotta find out if you have the same values, and it's kind of awkward because like a lot of my things is like, they're like social things, and I will obviously not date anyone that's like racist, transphobic, homophobic, ableist. So you have to kind of like work those questions into the conversation naturally, and it's really freaking hard. But I notice that people have really bad views, like if they're homophobic or transphobic or racist, they'll say them very loudly and clearly. So like that's one good thing. Those kind of people always kind of like root themselves out at the start. Snot bubble? You mean defense mechanism? I'm like one of those lizards with the thing. Yeah, I wish I could do the snot bubble on command. That would be amazing. No, like as well the other day. Oh my god, that happened again. Where am I? I'm just generally like a very phlegmy person. But when I was wearing Jidai, I was in Shin Okubo, and there was like a Korean guy, and he said like I was kawaii or something, I don't know, and as I turn around, like a wet snot just went choo. I was like, no, he's not gonna think I'm kawaii anymore. Yeah. I just received my Japanese fix. I can start learning. Yay! I got some experience, but I've never went on a date. I'm using Japanese language apps. One's called Bimpo, and I know that Wanikani is good for kanji. I'm really bad at learning with books, so I try to learn with apps. Honestly, dating isn't that fun. Like, you're fine without experience. It's not even like experience helps, because every date is just so wildly different and annoying. Went on a date once and the guy wouldn't stop talking about Andrew Tate. I've never had that. That's one thing I've never ever had. I didn't really, since I broke up with my ex-boyfriend of last year, I didn't really go on that many dates, but I went on like 3 dates. I've dated 3 people since then, and like been on like one date, and they were both insane. No, 3 of them actually. They were all insane. And then finally I went on a date with someone recently, and it was really, really nice, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to date ever again. Testing the waters with a new person. I wonder how I'm gonna get home. Perhaps I should call a cab. Oh my god, that is amazing. I'm gonna use that. Please tweet that so I can retweet that. No, when I was on a date with the American guy, worst decision of my life, and I was like, a cab, and he was like, my brother-in-law is a police officer, and and I said, he's a bastard. He's a fucking bastard. We did not have a second date. Oh my god. Oh, Shash, you can't not be kawaii. I wasn't very kawaii that day. Oh, I did look good in July though. That was the one good thing. You know, I'm surprised that there's a lot of that stuff. From what I've seen, the guys are usually quiet and keep to themselves. Sorry to hear you go through all that. Yeah, like, as well, like with Japanese guys, I found out when you go on dates with them, they don't really talk about anything. They don't reveal too much. So it's just like you talking about what you watched on TV the other day. It's very boring. There seems to be a few Andrew Tate guys going to Japan and escape Western girls. That's so funny. That's so funny. I love that. I know so many white men that come here and they're married now to Japanese women. And they don't realize that once you marry Japanese women, she won't fuck you really unless she wants a baby. Like, typically, like, this is like the stereotype. I know I have a lot of Japanese friends that are not like this, but also these type of women that marry these Western guys, they're all like this. They don't want to really have sex anymore, and then they'll take the man's paycheck and they'll give him an allowance. So they control all the finances and they control everything that goes on in the household, which is such a girl boss move. So these guys are like, I'm gonna find a submissive Asian wife, and they come here and they get fucking owned. I've worked with 100 of these men and it is hilarious. But I know a lot of Western men that are in very successful, happy marriages, but they did it like smartly. Like, you have to really communicate with the person and like talk about like how your life's gonna look after marriage. You don't like rock up, assume they're gonna be your submissive little slave, and then instantly get married, because that's where these guys fuck up. So true. It's just common sense. Don't talk to strangers walking home at night. You would think that's common sense, but honestly, men still do it, and it's like, why? Just in general, if a woman is going about her business, the worst is when you're at work. Oh my god. I know like Eikaiwa, people kind of see it as a dating service anyways, but when I worked in a cafe, Jesus Christ, the men that would try and flirt with me, and I'm stuck at the register? Yeah, at the register. So I can't fucking leave. So I have to just be like, oh, okay, thank you for coming, or whatever. It was honestly awful. I was working in that cafe when I was like 19, and there was a 65-year-old man, and he would come in every day and be like, there's my wife, to me. And there's nothing I could do. I was just like, good morning. Girl boss is for real. Do you mind if I drop a burning question? You can ask literally anything. This is a very safe space. Talking about July, I can only buy dupes because the brands don't have my size. Honestly, July brands are not good quality. Like, even like the good quality ones are not good quality. I would suggest buying from Dear My Love. Dear My Love, I don't know if they ship overseas, but if they do, Dear My Love is great. Dear My Love have all the sizes. They're very cheap and their stuff is relatively good. So honestly, I would just buy whatever you can. Because it's not like Lolita. Like, there's no like big Jedi brands. Damn, that sounds awful for both of them. Yeah, right? Knowing the language helps for those international relationships. Yeah, for real though. Like, again, like, I was in a relationship with a Japanese person for 7 years, and we're still like really good friends, and it wasn't bad. So like, it can happen, and a lot of my friends are as well. I think you just have to be really compromising, and you have to communicate a lot, and that's the thing. Like, any relationship, you have to be able to communicate, and you have to be on the same page with like values, how you're going to raise your kids, your idea of what a marriage is, like your boundaries, like your thoughts on cheating and stuff like that. You have to have all these conversations, and if you don't speak the same language, it just makes it much harder. Hi, happy almost B-Day. At 2 more hours, and it will be my birthday. So yeah, I don't really care about birthdays that much, but I like to have a big party every year for my cute friends, and just so I can see them all in one place together. I really like that. And they have to come because it's my birthday. I'm so excited to see my friends tomorrow. I love J fashion too, but none of it fits my chest. Big titty problems. No, I feel you though. Like, I don't even have that big of a chest. My butt's a bit big, so like I've always had problems fitting some aspects. There are always brands that will fit you. Like, honestly, like even like ACDC rag, they have really nice sizes. Again, Dear My Love, do. There are ways around it. You just gotta be a little bit sneaky. I've had a recent problem with the bug. Cookie pudding na? One or two have appeared in my bathroom and I freaking hate them. Do you have anything to recommend to deter them? Oh my god. So go to your local supermarket or drugstore, and what we do is there is like a white powder, and you take that and we put it we've made the circumference around a house with this white powder, and there are nets that you put on the other side of your aircon, and it stops the cockroaches from getting in. This is a really big problem with gokiburi, is that they will come in through the aircon. I feel like some crawl up through the drain, and that's kind of impossible, but we also bought these little traps, and they're just like these black circular things. We put them around the house, and the gokiburi will go in there, and then they'll get trapped, and then you just trash them. I would suggest getting loads of those. There are also like things that plug in the wall, and they make a sound, which will deter bugs. I had one before and it didn't really work that well for me, but maybe it will work for you. But I really suggest the traps. Honestly, go to the drugstore. There'll be like a section for bugs. We have something called Create, like Creato, and they have everything. There's like a whole bug section. I go in there and I just buy everything. There was a gokiburi in my bed before. Oh my god, and it came in through the aircon, and that's how I learned about the aircon nets. There's nets and you put them outside of your house on the aircon, and it stops bugs from getting in. Communication is hard, but it always makes things better. That's another thing too, like it is a learning process, and I've definitely got better at communication, but also like it just takes a lot of patience, and you've really got to sit down and talk. And you know, like a lot of people just aren't good at it and they don't like doing it. I know no one likes to sit there and have like fucking boring ass conversations, but you gotta do it if you want to have a successful relationship. B-days are the excuse for great photos. Yeah, I didn't make any Instagram content really lately. I had a bunch of photo shoots, but I probably won't get those photos for a while, so I'm excited to take some more pictures. So like an anti-summoning circle, you are so correct. Yes, exactly like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I can do. You know what the best thing to do is get a cat. I never see bugs because my cats eat them. My cats even tried to eat a mukade one time, so yeah, I don't know if it's good for cats to be eating bugs, but I feel like it's protein. That's where they've been coming from. I've been wondering for ages. I sleep on the floor and I want to make sure it's under control. Yep, it's the aircon. That's how one got in my bed. It fell from the aircon into my bed. It was in my bed. Oh no, I can handle bugs in the daytime, but don't want any crawling in my bed. That's why I was going to move to Nagano, and I really still want to move to Nagano, but in summer, Nagano has the most giant bugs, and they're all freaking everywhere, so that's what's stopping me. I'm generally so worried about bugs during Japanese summer. I'll take the earthquake over bugs any day. Thank you so very much. Yeah, it's worse if you're on the ground floor. If you're in an apartment that's like the second or third floor, you put the nets on the aircon and you have those little traps, you're probably fine. You might get one or two, honestly. Also, take your trash out as frequently as you can. I freaking love the trash. And also, I have a dehumidifier, and they don't like the air if it's really clean and a little bit more dry. So yeah, a dehumidifier can also help. God, I hate bugs. My hometown is in the countryside, so every summer we're infested with flying ants. You live in literal hell. You live in Dante's Inferno. You live in purgatory. One thing I wish I knew before my divorce that I know now is the idea that sometimes people don't want a solution. They want someone to listen. That's very good advice. One good thing I learned is when when my partner wants to talk or rant, I'm like, do you want advice or do you want me to listen? And that really helped, because when I try upset about something and people want to give me dumb shit advice, it makes me even more upset. So it's important to say, I'm going to rant to you and I don't want any advice. Is it better in colder places like Hokkaido? No bugs there, right? Nagano is cold and they still have bugs because it's like forest. Maybe Hokkaido is okay. I feel like Hokkaido is still gonna have bugs. I feel like Japan just had a lot of bugs, honestly. I was lucky to learn that with an X. See, X's are just like learning lessons. I'm on the 4th floor, so fingers crossed I'll be alright. Yeah, 4th floor is great. You probably won't have any problems if you're on the 4th floor. I'm on the ground, so we get like centipedes, like a lot of centipedes, and it makes my cats really upset. They really don't like centipedes. But yeah, get a cat. That's the best advice I can honestly give, because bugs would just be scared of cats too. So it's a good like deterrent. There's a cute Pingu meme about when your partner is trying to give you advice but you just want to complain. I want to see that. I love Pingu memes. My favorite meme is the one of Pingu angrily making the Valentine's card. That's so me. Lancashire is definitely Dante's Inferno. You're so correct. Oh no, Dante's Inferno is Swansea. Christ. Yeah, I live in Southend-on-Sea, and that was very apocalyptic. Okay, slight side topic, as I'm curious, what is it with swimsuit magazines in the local shops? Like, is it, you know, porn? I'm curious, but I'm afraid to pick one up. It is porn, yeah. It is Gravia. Gravia is like softcore porn, but it depends, because some of them inside they have like manga, so the guy will buy it and it has like the sexy girl on the front, and like it will have like some manga and some pictures of girls in their bikinis. So like, yeah, if that's your thing, then maybe. But I see a lot of guys reading them on the train, and I find that very bold. But yeah, I always think that's weird in Japan, that like all the kind of like softcore porn and Gravia is literally like ground floor next to the cashier. Everyone can see it. The kids always laughing, and it is a little bit bizarre, because I know that we keep that stuff up in England, and I think in America too. It's like top shelf, right? Not that I'm like king shaming or anything, but like it's a bit weird, isn't it? Like kids always seeing that stuff, and particularly when it's like girls in like Safeku. Also, a lot of Gravia models are under 17. You are correct. It is a bit gross. Have you all seen Pingu's The Thing? Somebody made a Pingu short horror film copying John Carpenter's The Thing, and it's great. I need to see this. That sounds amazing. Pingu is wonderful. I think there's a Pingu cafe somewhere in Tokyo. Happy early birthday. Thank you. I'm having a wonderful birthday, honestly. That is extremely bold. Yeah, I've seen, honestly, when I worked at Comiket, I had guys coming up to me, like, just holding, like, literal child porn manga, so. Under 17 is crazy. Yeah, a lot of them are 17. I think even, like, AKB, they made that song in heavy rotation. And they're all like teenagers, and I think some of them are like 14 or 15, and they're all wearing underwear and like kissing each other. It's very weird. That's now worse than regular porn. Yeah, idols are often pushed into it. You'll sign a contract, and then they'll be like, well, you already signed, so now you have to make porn. And it's like, oh, I didn't know. Now, like, if you don't film this Gravia, we'll charge you 500,000 yen because you're breaking your contract. It's a really big problem. Like, a lot of AVs, the women are, in Japan, the women are very coerced into it. Like, they get trapped in these, like, weird contracts. And a lot of them is, like, if they want to be voice actors or idols or any kind of entertainment thing, they'll be like, if you do this AV, maybe the director will let you. Yeah, it's very bad. I remember 5 years ago I came to Japan for the first time. I found out what's on the 4th to 5th level in the shops in Akiba. Bit of a culture shock. I really don't mind the sex shops or anything, but there was like those silicone vaginas where it's like a mold of a real woman's vagina. And they had ages next to them, and they had one that was like 6 years old. Like, they had a mock 6 years old vagina, and that was really fucked up. Am I wrong, or is it the age of consent in Japan also super young? Okay, so it's prefecture by prefecture, but I feel like most prefectures is like 16 or 17. Honestly, it's not that young. I think everyone's thinking of the one that's 13, but honestly, it's somewhere super bumblefuck. And I know that, like, men always like, well, in Japan, the age of consent is 13. I'm like, okay, but I'm sure that's, like, 13-year-olds and 13, 14, 15-year-olds. It's not you and, like, you dirty old fucking 40-year-old man and a literal child. Like, I'm sure it's not like that. Yeah, they did, yeah. I'm not sure if they still have it, because, during the Olympics, Japan really tried to clean up Akiba, and they got rid of a lot of the questionable child porn stuff, but they did have a silicone mold of a child's vagina, and I was honestly shocked when I saw it. Another thing is, like, it's not just men that are into this. There's a lot of, like, shota porn of, like, little boys. And I was shocked when I was at an art event, and there was, like, a woman who makes dojinshi, and there was a giant cutout of, like, a big, like, a drawing, so like an anime picture, but it was like a giant man, like a muscly man, fucking a tiny elementary school boy, and the boy was, like, wearing his school uniform, and this shit was, like, 10 foot tall, and it was just at an art event. I was shocked. Yeah, I'm not gonna bring into this whole debate of, like, if it's bad or whatever, but I never want to see that shit ever again. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I feel like they did raise it. Like, even the places that were a bit dodgy in Japan before, they did raise it. That's horrifying. What the fuck? Yeah, you're totally correct. Yeah, I feel like every country... I'm not going to shame Japan too much, because every country has a lot of weird things to do with sex and children, and I feel like America isn't that much different, so it's kind of, and, like, England isn't that much different in some respects, so it's very hypocritical to be like that. But Japan definitely has problems with this, and in general, I just worry about little girls, because like, another thing is like fan service in anime. Like, my students who are like 8, 9, 10 years old are watching anime, like popular mainstream anime, and in the anime they're constantly seeing, like, little girls' skirts being pulled up and their panties are on show, and so then they go to school and they do this, so it's like, it's just not good. It's not good. Really sure it's different per prefectures. Yep, every prefecture is a little bit different. I'm pretty sure Kyari Pamu Pamu is a shotacon. It's so gross. Okay, so Kyari Pamu Pamu is a shotacon. And I don't want to say shotacon. Like, let's call a spade a spade. She's a pedophile. She wrote on her blog for ages that she loved this boy. I think he was like 8 or 9 years old, and she wanted him to sleep in her bed, and touching him makes her happy, blah, 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 blah. That shit was gross. Like, and it's not like anime porn. Like, that is an actual kid that exists. So that's fucked up. So, and not only that, I've met a lot of Japanese women that would tell me that they're shotacons, and they're like, yeah, I like boys around 13 to 14 years old, or I like elementary school boys. And it's like, wow, you just straight up told me you're a pedophile. I wonder if I'm going to get demonetized now. Child marriage is legal in a lot of states in the US. Like, that's what I mean. Like, we have that in England too. Like, a lot of dodgy shit happens, because, like, Japan, I feel like it's just a little bit more in the open. And it is fucking disgusting, but it's also, like, it's happening everywhere. I'm really bringing in the bad juju with the roaches and the porn. Like, if you think about it, until not long ago, it was okay for 15, 14-year-old kids to get married. I mean, yeah, but I feel like even back then, they still shouldn't have been doing that. Because, like, when you're 14, 15, you shouldn't be having a baby. Like, it's easy to die. And I feel like back in the day, people always say, like, oh, it was such a common thing back then. But again, I don't think it was. I think people still got married when they were like 17, 18, 19, 20. What the actual fuck? Yeah. No more debate. Straight to jail. Yeah, I was really disappointed because I used to love Kelly Pammy Pammy, and I saw her in London. And I used to be a big fan. I had all her CDs. So it was a bit disappointing to find out that she was a nonce. But such is life. Never meet your idols, particularly if you're a child. But yes. Sometimes at conventions when people sell art, there's whole sections for that kind of thing. It's so disturbing. Yeah, like, we'll do this debate another time because I'm getting hungry now, so I'll probably leave in a bit. But I feel like it's really hard to police this kind of stuff. So I'm not gonna be like, don't do that, because like it's very hard to get like the gray area, because like the difference between a lolly character that just doesn't have boobs and a child is like, it's hard to say. But there's also shit where it's like, that's pedophilia, like that should not be sold. I feel like there needs to be some kind of like, you know, like censors for movies. Maybe there should be somewhere where they send their shit first, and the government will tell them maybe don't have so many naked children in this. Like, again, I know it's censorship, but that shit's gross. I'm sorry, like that shit's gross. Losing faith in humanity. It's so disheartening when you find out that your role models are actually awful people. Yeah, it happens a lot. Like the fashion in Japan, the jackets and stuff are awesome. Yeah, that's one good thing. A lot of pedophiles, but they kind of went off on the fashion. Important question. Which Haagen-Dazs should I eat tonight? Caramel or latte? Okay, latte or macadamia nut or rare cheesecake. My two go-tos are macadamia or rare cheesecake. But if not, then the latte one sounds pretty dope. Subject change. It's a slippery slope. Thanks for changing it, guys. I want to do a stream about this, and I want to talk about this. I maybe won't make a video about it because I'll get loads of weird comments. But when it's a stream, I feel like everyone's a little bit more on board. So we'll do a stream about this another time. But yeah, I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna go eat the rest of the Japanese curry I made. It's so good. I made the most bomb Japanese curry today, and it has sausage and chicken in it and potato. It's so good. I'm gonna go eat that. Thank you so much for coming to my pre-birthday stream. Big shout out to everyone who donated money, and also to Aussie Elsan for buying everything on my stream list. I'm gonna give you a little hug and a little kiss. Yay. Latte is. Yay. Thank you guys so much for coming. I had such a really fun time. So yeah, love you guys. Bye bye.